Saskatchewan, where's Manitoba? So this is Saskatchewan. Starting at quarterback. To Saskatchewan. Oh, shoot.
Look at the wind blowing.
Brian, what was that? 15-minute quarters?
No, 12-minute.
Oh, okay, 12-minute quarters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, definitely gonna
All things being equal.
I don't think.
I normally say 12 quarters double.
Yeah.
12-minute quarters. Yeah. Depending on what happens in the last three over.
Yeah.
Timeouts, scoring. That's where you're wrapping up the whole thing.
Did we talk about timing? Yeah, you do. As in minutes? Otherwise, it would people, they know that. Yeah.
No, I don't know if they really are.
I mean, that's normally what community plays anyways.
Yeah, the rule book is. No, it's
Okay.
except for.
And that's what we've been doing, but I thought for a national thing it would be 15, so.
Goes against their.
Yeah, I know. That's fun.
What's that? Tony? Oh, Brian's well, you almost ready for your big debut, right? But not quite. Maybe down the road. Maybe. I'll add you to the list.
Yeah, I'll go with Rocco.
Cool, yeah, great. So where did you coach?
I grew up with Brian.
Oh, really? Back in the 80s there.
Way back.
Guess what?
We started, I used to coach for Brian.
Were you even bothered? Are we good?
No, what is it?
Well, it was part of South Cap.
You're doing it quick.
Now I think
Pardon me? Eating?
forming
are from Canadian Officials Associations all over the country, as well as the local Kamloops associations. Referee today, Tim Lauman Gardner. Umpire, Sandy Banks. Head linesman, Stephen Gray. Line judge, Mark Buczynski. Side judge, Garrett Rusnak. Back judge, Ed Jarrett. Field judge, Nigel Bush. Fair on the field, Don
Here are the
Postal.
visitors. We have this beautiful British Columbia coin. With the crown is heads, this is tails. You can call it in the air? Heads. Heads is called. We have heads. Or defer. Or defer. They're deferring. You're taking the ball. Which brings get as you are. Deferred. Manitoba is going to receive as they are. Shake hands. Have fun.
All right, who's going to defend what side here?
Yeah, I guess we need to decide between. We have to decide between. Yeah, I can feel it.
Prior to today's game, we'd like to take this opportunity to thank the many family, friends, teacher players from across Canada for their attendance at the 2019
We're on the other side of the field.
Western Challenge. This time we also like to recognize the contributions and hard work of all the volunteers, both here in Kamloops and within the participating provinces, who put in a stellar effort to give these young men the opportunity of playing in the 2019 U16 Western Canada Challenge.
Watch the referee. If he pumps, puts the hand up over the clock. If he winds us. Pumps.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Manitoba versus Saskatchewan. Talent. Top players from across Western Canada at the U16 level. 225 athletes, coaches, and support staff, all chosen from over thousands of participants at those levels from C to C, and have formed 8 provincial teams competing in this week's event. This game, as I said, are the provincial teams from Manitoba and Saskatchewan. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Team Saskatchewan, head coach David Rogers.
Check, check.
Show up and ball out. 2-1-1. 3, 2, 1.
If you're able, please stand and pay attention while 12-year-old Colette sings "O Canada."
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command.
Claridge, everyone. Berkeley Claridge.
Well, good afternoon. Welcome to Kamloops, BC, as we get set for the first game of the Western Challenge U16 Cup. We have Team Saskatchewan in that familiar white and green, and then we have the black and gold of the Manitoba squad here. Game one, the 4 o'clock game in Kamloops, and I'm pleased to be joined. We are reuniting our junior football tandem here. I'm John Keane along with Brian Olthius as we get set here for this one. All right, Brian, we got under 16 football here today. What do we expect here about the top players from their respective provinces in this one?
Well, I think we have everything set for them in this venue, especially when I'm looking about. We see the mountains for everybody listening here, and it's just it's gray in the back, but it's sunny setting, and temperature is about 25 degrees, and we couldn't ask for more. The wind is always brisk a little bit here, John.
It's been changing today as it goes right now. So Team Saskatchewan here, the keys to the game. We talked about the prairie wind and controlling the football here today. This wind, no stranger to the folks in Saskatchewan. This is a very prairie-like wind. On the other side, of course, Saskatchewan has some top weapons. They have to utilize those top weapons here in this one today. Get everybody involved. This is the best of the best. And as well, when they get in that red zone, Brian, they have to capitalize here. Inside the 20-yard line, you need points. 6 is great, but even getting that field goal here, putting things on is great. Saskatchewan's going to kick off here, and we'll get this underway here. Manitoba will receive here in this opening matchup as we get set for play. It looks like it will be Saskatchewan with a bit of a wind advantage here to start, although it seems like it's blowing more across the field here. If you look at your screen here, it would be more of a south to north wind here as far as the way it lines up with a football field. I'm not sure there's any distinctive advantage, but what it will do, Brian, is have most of the play probably on that far hash away from our viewpoint here at beautiful Hillside Stadium.
Yeah, definitely that's the case, and it always has been in terms of when we fit or do play-by-play from this venue, and it's always tricky. The wind is here or there, but it's always there. And yeah, both teams, especially in the CFL or in the Canadian game, that to have the short period in the in terms of a first down and the third periods, very important to have them.
Kickoff is underway, and we have Ryan Bruno fielding this kick. Bruno will take it. He'll try to work down to the middle of the field, looking for a block to the outside. He does get some to the 25-30, and looks like he'll step out of bounds at the 34-yard line. So a decent little kickoff return there for Ryan Bruno, running back out of the Garden City Gophers, based out of Winnipeg. And Brian, we have 1st and 10, Manitoba here to start.
Manitoba, I still think the odds-on favorite would be Saskatchewan, just because they've done well in their last little pairings and going out for throughout the CFL. Not the CFL, of course, but I'm talking about in minor football. They're very strong. So here we go with
Zach Topping at quarterback's going to throw right away to the right side. It's complete, caught by Bruno. He's going to move forward, and he'll be close to a first down over on the far sideline. Nice little play just to get the offense going here, maybe a bit in sequence. Not a high degree difficulty play. Topping just takes the shotgun snap. Quick little pass there, Brian, as we can see. And looks like he's going to be able to cut it up here for about 8, 9, 10 yards here.
Yeah, well, they put him down two yards short of that, so it's still a running, I think, down in the CFL game. So we'll just have a little look at the Canadian game, I should be just saying.
We'll see if Manderplow winning perhaps gets this carry here. And it's a handoff up the middle. Not much room at all.
He didn't make it. No. He did not make it. He's short by, and I don't know.
Great tackle in there by linebacker. I thought it was, thought we had 51, but I think it might have been Evan Barsness, the D lineman here. 51 not on the roster here that was handed to us earlier today. But what we'll do is set up a third down and a punting scenario here for Manitoba.
Yeah, I thought they would go a little bit, they would go to a fast, just a little play action and a flare out to the outside, but what am I? I'm not the coach now.
All right, punt is up, and it'll sail off. Well, great little punt that bounces back, and now it's touched up here. Might see some flags. It did go out of bounds, I believe. Near midfield, so great field position for Saskatchewan here to start. It'll be 1st and 10. We played just a minute and a half of football here, and after the 8-yard play on first down, Manitoba could not convert the first down, and the Saskatchewan boys will get their first crack here on offense.
Oh yeah, great position to start with. Here they go. They can throw because the wind is with them, and it's not real strong. But I maybe overdo the wind factor here. But again, in Kamloops, we're up high, and there's definitely a breeze up there.
Quarterback Griffin Sander out of Saskatoon. He goes to Bishop James Mahoney, and he will hand off right away. On the left side, looking for a bit of room to the far side of the field. Still on his feet, and running back Brody Nelson is going to pick up 9 yards or so here on this first down play.
He looks the ball into his belly, and always is looking around. That's a very unique. He's always paying attention to what's happening and where he can make a cut.
Brody Nelson picking up just about 9.5 yards on that first down carry. So Saskatchewan with the ball inside Manitoba territory. Quarterback back. Flags fly right off the line of scrimmage. Again, it's Nelson to the carry up the middle. He's going to get first down yardage. But we see that flag come up here. Perhaps somebody might have been lined up offside, Brian. That's usually what we see in this scenario.
Yeah, that or a procedure, but I didn't see the procedure, so it could be lining up like you mentioned. Yeah, John, it's... they're so short. No, they have...
offside will go here to Manitoba, so you'll decline that, obviously, and take the yardage. Brody Nelson out of Martinsville almost ran that one to Saskatoon with that big hole up the middle.
There was a large hole, definitely.
Brody Nelson looks to be a factor in this game. Saskatchewan with the win is driving. Ball now placed at the 37-yard line of the Bisons. Quarterback back to pass in the shotgun. Now he's going to... direct snap, more room for Nelson here again, and Brody Nelson has just been tearing things up here early. Another carry up the middle. No doubt what Saskatchewan wants to use those big boys on the offensive line and try to ground and pound here in this first quarter.
Brody can carry and look, and he is slow. He is low to the turf. He runs low, and with good vision.
Lucas Yanchison with the tackle there. And Yanchison going to the Dakota Lancers. He's a Winnipeg born here. And a handoff now up the middle. Some room, and the tackle made here. Nice tackle made by Mateo Mohamed, who was in the backfield. He might have been in the huddle, and the Manitoba coaches up here really excited over that tackle in the backfield. Looks like it's going to be a loss of 1.
Yeah, he made them belly back, and that's an unusual play for a big running back to be in that position, but he was forced to it by I don't know why they didn't go up the middle more on that one.
Can't go to the well too many times. They also mixed it up. They're not giving it to Marshall Erickson as well, the carry. So Erickson and Nelson trying to be a two-headed monster in the backfield. 2nd and long here for Saskatchewan. Back to pass. Going to float a pass toward the end zone, but he will overthrow his receiver. That was Marshall Erickson going back-to-back plays. Erickson doing the really good thing here to retrieve that ball, keep it in place. He runs out to the track here at Hillside Stadium. Good Prairie kid there, and it's going to be 3rd down.
Great anticipation in terms of where the quarterback was looking, and it's very noisy in here that I can hardly hear. But there it's 3rd
and they're going for it here.
They're going for it.
Yeah, with that wind, with that crosswind here, it's going to be real tough to kick field goals. So the quarterback in under here. It's Griffin Sander. Sander passing. Nobody is there. Nobody is there at all, and it's going to be a turnover on downs here. And Manitoba holds. And you know what? I could see kicking the field goal there. You're looking at probably about a 35-yarder or so. But with that wind blowing so strongly across the field, Brian, that's going to be a tough ask there for the kicker for the Saskatchewan side.
Yeah, but again, it does hurt them in terms of where they could have had that ball. I just think that. Keep it on the ground. They were really doing well, but anyhow, here's where Manitoba's all set.
Zach top-hitted quarterback again in that white helmet. He'll look to the flats, passing, look out, intercepted, picked off right away. Flag does fly. Nice interception made there by Ryan Makowski out of Miller High School in Regina. He read the play, reached up, made a great little catch, but we do have a flag now, and it's in that area of contact on a receiver here. We'll wait and see what the call is. And it's going to stay. The play will hold.
Good. I was wondering. I thought, what? Are they going to take that away? And there was no doubt in my mind that it should have been an interception and it counted.
First down.
All right, so I think it was a legal block on the or maybe a bit of a pick route there by Manitoba, but the flag flew right away.
Yes, it did. So no, I thought that was the correct call as well. So now they're back to where they would have when they gave up the ball. They're just about the same yard line.
Yeah.
They get 30 yards to pay dirt here.
When you turn over the ball like that on downs, it's nice to get it right back. So Saskatchewan goes to work. It's quarterback Griffin Sander here for the green and white. Sander out of the shotgun. And handoff up the middle. Brock Nelson's going to get a few. So really no stranger to what Saskatchewan's trying to do. They're trying to pound the ball here as well. And that's Nelson. He's been busy with that carry. He's going to give him about a yard.
Yeah, they pounced on that fairly well. I don't know what they've done in terms of, I didn't look that closely, but their D line is pretty good size. I'm talking about the Manitoba defense, the front four.
That was Jacob Yonka on the tackle out of Vincent Massey. And a second and long here. Quarterback in the shotgun. Handoff up the middle again. It's Nelson trying to shake a tackle and will. Nelson has room. Nelson keeps on going. Nelson got 5 yards to go here. He gets down to the 5-yard line. Manitoba coaches up here really upset of a holding call they feel is missed. But it looked good from up here. It's going to be first and goal, Saskatchewan.
No, there was no hold on that one whatsoever. It's great blocking, and they brought it right down. Now they're first and 5 from the 5, and we'll see what they got to go to their money man, and that's the big running back. So let's have a little look.
First and goal, Saskatchewan. Quarterback Griffin Sander out of the shotgun. He has a back to his left. It will be Nelson. He'll get the carry. Lots of room. He's going to walk in. He'll score. Touchdown, Saskatchewan. And Nelson makes that look pretty easy, doesn't he? He wouldn't have scored it. He would have scored in flag football
Correct.
here.
He would. He had great blocking, and he's very, very confident in his running, and the team is just follows him so far today, and we see a running back that is bar none one of the best, probably, I would say, of course, in Western Canada, and
it goes 5'8", 170, so that's quite a load. 5'8", 170 pounds in there for Brock Nelson, and we talked about him being out of Martinsville.
Yeah,
they're going to try for the convert now here, and just take the single if they can. As Saskatchewan tries to put the cherry on top on a little 30-yard drive on the ground, finished off by Brody Nelson. Kick us up. We got a flag right away. And the kick is good, but we're going to have a procedure call. So Saskatchewan will go back, and they will do that again. And their kicker being, let's see, I think it's Dawson Morin, and they're going to do it again.
I wonder if it wasn't too long to put the ball into play, but it could have been any little infraction, of course.
So move it back 5 yards, and we'll do it again. It might have been a time count violation. Those are always tough on special teams to get the play in.
You're excited to score in that touchdown and celebrate a little bit, but I don't know.
The kicker, is Isaac Matterdy out of Sheldon Williams. I should mention that. He's usually a receiver. He led Saskatchewan out with the flag.
Was
just
a
outside of
procedure.
TCC. Yeah, procedure call.
Yeah.
And Isaac Matterdy planted that Saskatchewan flag emphatically as he came out of the field house to get things started. So now he'll try to convert here after moving it back 5 yards, up, down, and through. And Saskatchewan goes up 7-0. And points off turnovers, one of the keys you always talk about, right?
Yeah,
Brian?
definitely.
And there's a quick strike there after the interception. And Manitoba's going to get the ball back here, but down 7.
So far, of course, it's just early here, and then again, it's the first quarter, whereas the clock is stopped right now, of course. But what they're looking at is it's domination right now by Saskatchewan, and the Manitoba has to just settle down a little bit. They have you can see some talent and some good size. I just saw number 79 come in on that convert, and he blew through, and he didn't quite get to the ball, but he was mighty close. And so, they still have they're excited, and of course it's early in the game, but now there's time for a kickoff, and let's see what happens here with this run back.
40-man roster here for both teams here today, so I expect we will see everybody on that 40-man roster here before the day is through. The winners of today's game and then tonight's game will match up in Thursday's final. So we're going to get kicked off here after the touchdown. It'll go to the middle of the field, fielded at the 25-yard line, toward the sideline. Little bit of room here, trying to get outside. We got another flag, and that is going to be Ryan Bruno again in the kickoff, but that is going to come back. Judging by the sound level in the broadcast area here, it was going to be an illegal block or a hold against Manitoba. They're going to march that one back here, and Manitoba will be scrimmaging 1st and 10.
We are seeing, what I think, too many flags. There was 2 at least plays that didn't look like there was much happening here, and but they're calling it tight. Of course, now with 6 officials out there, you get more opportunity to blow your whistle, and I guess that's what they're really picking that up, and you have to play tightly to the rules.
Zach Topping his second time with the ball. Quarterback out of the shotgun. Full receivers to his right. He'll fake. He'll now hand off to Bruno. Looking for room on the right side. Picks up a block. Now some room up the middle. He's going to push forward and be close to that first down. Gang tackle there. A couple of Saskatchewan players in on the mix.
Oh, it was a nice cut, but he really ran horizontally for about 10, 15 yards and then cut it up, and he was very patient, and he got 9 yards out of that. So
good tackle there. I think Evan Barsness was one of the 2 in the mix. Torrin Swiston Burness as well into the tackle. So after a gain of 9, it's going to be 2nd and 1. Saskatchewan with this 7-point lead is up after the convert, and Manitoba is on the ball here. 2nd and short. Quarterback in under now. He's going to plunge forward here, and it's an easy first down. Good surge up the middle here. Manitoba's got some big offensive linemen. They got a lot of big bodies out of Winnipeg here this year, and I think that's one of the keys for Manitoba. They're going to have to take advantage of that size they have up front here and see if they can move that line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they brought 4 big guys in, and why they don't play the full game, I don't know. But those big guys just made 4 yards just very, very easily, and now it's first down, Manitoba on the 50.
Spotted just at the 49, so 1st and 10. And Manitoba quarterback Topping in under. He will fake the handoff and take off. It's a little bit of room here. Looking for a block midfield and more. 45, 40, 35, 30-yard line, 25. And still on his feet. Can he get into the end zone? He will. He'll get all the way. And now we're looking for flags here on the field. And referees are talking about it here, and we do have a flag at the 50-yard line here. We also have an injured Manitoba player. That's Bruno. He's down just inside, and it's coming back on an illegal block to Manitoba. So some excitement up here is taken away. And that's not only going to keep him out of the end zone, Brian, it's also going to move him back from the spot of the foul here, and it'll be 2nd and long.
It was a great wall that they set up, Manitoba that is. The running back came towards the sideline and went way out and made a tremendous cut up, and with wall blocking. And the unfortunate thing for them at this case, in my opinion anyhow, is that what they've done is just they've given that up. They did a penalty on the far side, which I did not see, but obviously it was called.
Well, the one thing is when you throw that flag up into the wind here too, it has a tendency to sort of leave where the foul happened, the penalty happened here. So that might have been a little bit closer than we thought it was. But the good news is we can see Bruno coming up under his own strength. Ryan Bruno out of the Garden City Gophers in Winnipeg. He's shown some athleticism. But despite the play coming back, we get a taste of what the quarterback for Manitoba is all about. Zach Topping, who shook 2 or 3 tackles and refused to go down in that long scamper that'll go for naught.
A tremendous run back, yes, by the quarterback. Not run back, but a run by the quarterback for sure. That was an awesome run. They did make the first down before the penalty was called, so that now they still have a first down, but they've lost. They've lost their 60 yards back from where they were starting from. But
So it is still first down, but foul occurred near the 50-yard line, so that's why they scrimmage it here. 1st and 10. And the quarterback's going to screen it out. That might be a live ball. We got another flag on the play here again, and it's going to go an 8-yard gain, but this one's going to come back here as well.
I'm chuckling a little bit too. That they're flag happy. I have
a little
to
bit.
say it's.
They got a holding call here against Manitoba.
If it doesn't affect the play, let's let them have the play. But they're like that previous one, not this one. I can't attest to, but the other one was way out of the play. Okay, and then.
Adam Greeman had that reception that was a live ball. That was actually a lateral that skipped off the turf, so he had to pick that one up, and Greeman had to have good hands as he scooped that one up and was able to try to make something out of it. All, of course, negated with a holding call, and oh boy, Manitoba going backwards, 1st and 20 now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but here they go. They got to be positive inside, though, from what they've done so far.
Topping at quarterback here, 1st and a mile here. Back to pass over the middle, and that was in between levels as far as a middle pass and over the middle here, and maybe fortunate Saskatchewan didn't get a second interception in this game. It'll bring up 2nd and 20.
John, exactly. I agree to that synopsis that you just made. That, and he wasn't really looking for the ball as well. So I don't know if there was did he see a defender come by him?
It looked like the pressure was starting to get onto the quarterback there, Topping, as he looked over the middle for Greeman here.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 2nd and a country mile here.
Oh boy, yes.
And it is the quarterback Topping here once again. Gets his offense in motion, shotgun. Now he'll hand it off up the middle. It's a big room, but needs a lot for a first down. Still on his feet, and he's moving it down the field here. Running back with a big gain. It's Manor Plow winning all the way to the sidelines, and he's out a bounce around the 10-yard line. Manor Plow winning. Found some room here, and you don't expect that on a 2nd and 20 to go for a first down, but Manor Plow winning. Some great speed on that right side, far sidelines. He takes it all the way to the 10.
I'd say that's a very gutsy call. I would have to say in all my years I would never call something like that, but it was a good call, of course, especially when you make 60, 70 yards.
It's almost like you're almost conceding that you're not going to get a first down, but you want to move the ball still and give yourself decent field position. It goes for a big first down, and Manitoba's knocking on the door here with Topping in the shotgun here. He'll go back to pass, look over the middle. Here comes the pressure, gang tackled, and another flag, but a quarterback sack as everyone gets involved here on the sack, and it looked like first to it was Charlie Parks. And Charlie Parks, the quarterback, to the turf, and it was going against Manitoba. It'll be declined, and that's a big defensive play there for Parks in Saskatchewan.
Tremendous rush by their front, the front 4 or 5. It was a big push, and they didn't stop, and obviously they were caught, and now they're just about.
It's 2nd and about 23 here. They're not putting up the yardages on the score clock here, so we're just trying to count out the yards in our head here on the sidelines with the markers on our side of the sidelines. Here we go, 2nd and a ton. Quarterback Topping, lots of room here. He's going to take off. He has the corner, and now he's going to be tackled, and right at the line of scrimmage, gang tackled here. And big hold by Saskatchewan despite giving up that big running play to winning. And maybe a field goal opportunity here. Let's see if Manitoba tries to test their foot into this Kamloops wind here with a chance to put 3 on the board.
Time for a fake? I don't know.
Well,
kind of early, but they've been doing other things that surprised me. So now they look like they're punting. He's going to angle it outside. I don't know. Could be a fake, whatever. We'll see.
Well, at this point, what do you have to lose if you are going to fake it? And it will be a punt. And it's a sideline punt to the far side, and it will bounce out of bounds. And that'll go out at about it looks like to be about the 12-yard line, Brian, here. So judging by your reaction, you don't like that call?
Oh, terrible place to put the ball. Well, I don't know why they would do that. To gain 10.
Yeah, about 13-yard punt.
No, it's the wrong thing to do, 100%. Fake it maybe and throw,
Why not even try the field goal?
Oh, sure. Go for the field goal.
You've been about a 29 to 30-yard attempt, but it does pin Saskatchewan at their 12-yard line, and they go back on offense with this 7-0 lead. John Keane, Brian Olthius, opening game of the Western Challenge here. Saskatchewan back on the ball. Fumble. It's loose, and
they got
Manitoba's on it. Manitoba is on it. And
Manitoba has the ball. There you go.
So that's why I guess you do punt it, try to pin it deep because you're going to get it back inside Saskatchewan's 10. And you could see the snap here. It just was not clean, Brian, from the handoff there to the back. And trying to pick that one off the turf was Dayton Varga. But Varga just never really got a clean feel from the quarterback here. Manitoba takes over.
Yes, no, that was a good force by Manitoba.
And it looks like recovering that fumble was Jet Schweitzer, a D lineman out of Thunder Bay, Ontario. So Schweitzer gets his name on the broadcast here with that fumble recovery. All right, Topping. He'll hand it off. Room up the left side here. And Saskatchewan trying to string it out. Still on his feet moving forward. And out of bounds is Carter Scrumita. Carter Scrumita will get it to about the 5-yard line here. And every play is getting quite the reaction up here. Even a 5-yard run is reason to have a cornery up here on the broadcast.
Yeah, we do hear that.
And out of bounds, didn't look like it was pretty harmless out of bounds there. No need to get that reaction from there. All right, quarterback to pass. Topping, he'll bounce it in there. So that'll be an incomplete pass. Intended target, he was going back to Carter Scrumita. And Scrumita just didn't really get a chance to make a play on that catch. So it will bring up 3rd down and 5. And, hey, if you punted from the 29, you're probably going to go for it here on 3rd and goal.
Oh, definitely.
Sorry, not 3rd and goal. Yes, it is 3rd and goal. Sorry, my mistake.
Nope.
So I think you probably put it in the hands of your running back here. Maner Plow Winning has shown some ability here.
He's got speed.
Early in this game. Let's see. They will go to Maner Plow, trying to cut it the middle. He is denied and stopped on the 5-yard line. And Saskatchewan makes the big stop defensively here now as they shut down Winning up the middle. And that'll do it for the first quarter. So what a way for Saskatchewan to go out. They get a huge stop, and that fumble does not hurt them as they get together. And you could see the tackle there by Saskatchewan at the end. Charlie Parks again finishing the job, and Saskatchewan takes over on offense.
They had a good continued attitude that Saskatchewan is anyways in terms of, hey, we're not going to let this thing we're not going to let us affect it. We did screw up, or there was an accident, of course, fumbling the ball, and they just charged hard out of that. So, but now they're stuck deep again in their own end. They're again starting at about the 6-yard line, and there's a long way to get out of there. But in terms of what we see from both teams, there's some good athletes out here.
Sure there is, yeah.
And a lot of universities for sure would be...
and top players here will be onto an all-star team at the end of the week and will be off at a national level. So there's lots to play for here, despite the provincial pride that you like to see here as well. We're seeing it here between two rival provinces.
Oh, definitely, yeah. And again, here in Kamloops, we're both from Kamloops, John and myself, Brian, and we can't be more.
Well, I tell you, I was born in Manitoba, and I was raised in Saskatchewan here. We're gonna get set here for Saskatchewan on this first down play. On the timeout on downs, they're trying to get the clock sorted here before we get going, but you can see the score from your living room or on your smartphone this hour as Saskatchewan, with that touchdown run from Brock Nelson, has a 7-0 lead following the convert, and they are back on the ball and getting set to take over once they get the clock figured out. Lots of Saskatchewan folks in the stands here today wearing that traditional green color, lots of Rider jerseys, a couple of Saskatchewan flags as well. So... well, they're here with their province up by a touchdown, and up the middle here, carry goes, and pushing forward for about 5 yards on that carry is the running back, Brody Nelson, here once again. So Brody Nelson trying to get Saskatchewan out of their shadows of their own goalpost here.
Brody is the guy. Brody is the guy, sort of that everybody in Saskatchewan anyways that is playing there today is attracts a lot of attention. He attracts a very he's wanted by Manitoba is what I'm trying to say.
Quarterback here, out of the shotgun, and he'll look to his left. It is through the arms, through the hands of the intended receiver, and that was Marshall Erickson trying to get his hands on that one, delivered from a new quarterback right now in this game. You have Jake Farrell now in at a Yorkton Regional. Jake Farrell out of Yorkton, so he's getting the chance here on this possession, but it's going to be a quick 2-and-out for Farrell in the Saskatchewan offense. And now we have the old debate, Brian. Does Saskatchewan surrender a safety here for field position, or do they try to punt it out of the end zone?
Honestly, I would try to punt it out, but I wouldn't be surprised. I think you would be. He's gonna take a knee, 100%.
All right, well, wait and see on this. The wind again has crossed the field here. And snap is a low one. Now you're forced to jump on it here, and it is a safety. And it will be, I think the plan was to take a knee anyways, but after that snap, Ryan, you're in a situation where you have no choice here. It was bounced into the kicker, Jackson Krumchinski, and boy, he did good just to make sure Manitoba didn't get on that ball, because it would have been 6 for Manitoba had they would have jumped on.
But he's pulling it out. It's just a 2-point.
Yeah.
I was kind of wondering here. He's really marching forward a lot, but again, it's 35. He's on the 35. So yeah, in retrospect, not retrospect, they did what they should have done, I guess. Yes.
A lot of excitement over nothing, in other words. So 7-2 is your score. Manitoba gets on the board, so they don't go for naught in that series, where they did turn it over at the 5-yard line. They were able to keep Saskatchewan at bay and eventually force them to take the safety. And now we'll also be receiving the ball as Saskatchewan boys will be kicking off here from the 35-yard line.
Yeah, I wondered if they could, take just punt it out too. They might have a more effect than the place kick. But anyhow, here we go.
Saskatchewan will be kicking off. Manitoba 2 receivers deep, standing at about their own 30-yard line. It's bounced to the 45-yard line and just moving up the middle here. And that looked like that was Manitoba's Dylan Halls out of Thunder Bay. So Manitoba has a mix of Ontario players as well, kind of from central and eastern Ontario here, Thunder Bay, Kenora. And they're having some of their players implemented here with this Manitoba squad here today.
Oh, well, that's news to me. I did not know that was the case, but sure, that's good to get just about the whole, west and a little bit more than that all covered and giving everybody a chance. That's,
all right. Manitoba is on coverage here, or on offense. Look out, fumble, ball is down, and Saskatchewan's on that one. That was poorly executed from the get-go here. I think there was a cross-up. We're going to take a look at the replay here, but I don't think the back thought he was taking that ball. Quarterback Topping, I think, thought that it was a running play in the backfield here. We're going to look at it here. Topping hands us off. I think the way, judging by the reaction of Bruno,
I see that.
I just don't think that he felt he was going to get that ball, Ryan Bruno. And Saskatchewan's back on it.
Good eyes, John. I did not see that just with my bare eye.
It was just an over-emphatic sell job here that realizing that, oh, wait, that is a play here. So unless it was an option play that he didn't think he was going to be the option there either. All right, Saskatchewan's back on offense, and it is the Yorkton quarterback dishing off here, strung out to the right side, fighting forward is Nelson. Nelson might have got back to the line of scrimmage here, Brian, on 1st and 10.
I think they're losing what they're good at. And they're good at going to the heart of the D. Now they try to go run outside. No, you don't need to do that yet. Come right straight in at them.
All right, so it's actually going to be a loss of about 1 here on the give to Nelson. So Jake Farrell in under here, a Yorkton regional quarterback here in the shotgun. He has 3 receivers to his left in motion now. 2nd and long. Fake the handoff, passing deep right side, looking for a man. He has a man. Nice deflection. Nice defensive play. Defensive play made that occasion by Evan Hurst out of the St. Paul Crusaders. He just found the ball. He was able to turn around and locate it, Brian, and he got a hand on it to deflect it away.
It was a very well run, I thought. Good coverage, good throw.
Late
And,
reaction by the
a
young
late
DB, but
yes,
boy.
it was late. But he got his hand up, so no, he's got to be happy for that one for sure.
Saskatchewan will be punting here on 3rd and 11 from the Manitoba 48-yard line. One back, and the punt is up sailing toward the middle of the field. It'll take one hop, still hopping around, finally fielded, but it's fumbled. But Saskatchewan's on the ball, but we got problems because we have no yards here against Saskatchewan here likely after that ball came in there. You got to field that cleanly if you're the return man here. And you could see it bounce. Saskatchewan was thinking it was going to be a deeper punt than what it was. It was mishandled by Ryan Bruno, but Manitoba's going to get off the hook here because it's going to be a no yards call, and that is the signal here from the official no yards.
Okay, I did not notice the no yards, 5-yard belly of that.
You thought they were a little flag happy on that one?
Yes.
Too, perhaps? It's so tough in that scenario. You got a bouncing ball. You don't know what way it's going to bounce. That 5-yard bubble is really hard to stay out of if you're trying to defend against that.
Keep it in your pants. I'm talking about the flag for the referees.
Hey. Referees have to get some camera time too, right? They have family and friends watching back at home. And we're going to get set here for Manitoba's possession here. Looks like quarterback Topping will remain in the game, give up the middle, and the pile will push forward here for about 5 yards or so. We'll see who gets that carry as the bodies all emerge. Got some big O linemen down there here getting up here. I want to give a shout out there to Manitoba O lineman Sean Marcello out of the Vincent Massey Trojans. He was down in the mix here trying to push it forward. It's going to be 2nd and about 6.
That was an excellent push and an excellent going as a group and showing how a team can do something. And that was like a rugby scrum at the start, and just kept pushing them out of there and made a good little game.
All right, Manitoba's going to have to show they can move the football here. They haven't really done it on offense. One big play was negated with a penalty here. Quarterback back to pass. He'll look. He has a wide open receiver. It's Bruno, and he has it. It's caught. And out of bounds to the 50-yard line of Saskatchewan. Some room here for the receiver, Ryan Bruno, out of the Garden City Gophers, and he finds a little hole to sneak into out of bounds.
Yeah, a sharp little dive fake and a little bit of a boot out of the pocket, and a nice throw and a good catch and excellent play. Excellent play. I think that was one of the nicest plays, I would say, for Manitoba this half.
Zach Topping, quarterback here again, will now take over on the Saskatchewan side of midfield. He will hand off up the middle, a little bit of room to the outside, and diving forward, but we got a flag on the play. Mannerplaw winning with the carry, and I think you're probably going to tack on, might have been a horse collar tackle. I know you don't like the call, but definitely there was that tackle from behind, and you could see the back of the jersey grab for a second anyways. Wasn't much there. Dawson Morin on the tackle, and I think Saskatchewan kind of got the wrong end of that call here. It was just a hand on the back of that number for a second, and he was flagged for it.
I think it was just, but you got the good eyes, John. I give you credit for that, and you saw that, and then like you mentioned, it's just. Well,
if I didn't catch it, the Manitoba coaches beside me definitely did, and I think I might have been eavesdropping in on their conversation on the horse collar tackle. Believe me, they are keeping track of the amount of penalties called per side beside us right now. There's more marbles in the one pocket than the other here, I think, is the case they're trying to make.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if anybody can hear us from back home, but anyhow.
Well, we're broadcasting back to Saskatchewan and Manitoba here for a first down play. Topping the quarterback, fakes, he'll air one out to the flats, a screen pass, looking for a little bit of room, not much. As getting down there was Adam Greenman again, the Dakota Lancer, and he makes the play. He'll get maybe a yard. Maybe that's it. Not even, perhaps. It'll be 2nd and long.
Yeah, a good little hitch pass, and gained, like you say, 5 yards. And
ball actually came loose at the sidelines there, and the stripe saved the receiver Greenman there from perhaps turning it over. But good gang tackle by Saskatchewan. It'll be 2nd and 9.5. Actually 2nd and 10.5. Slight loss. Topping the shotgun. He fumbles the snap, has to dive on the ball, and he's hit down by the...
We hear noise.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to tell you here what's going on here. Okay, quarterback takes the fumbles the snap. The Saskatchewan player, the linebacker, comes in and puts a hand on the quarterback to negate the quarterback down, and the coaching staff here thinks that's a late hit. So I'm sorry, but that's just a quarterback sack after the fumbled snap.
A gentle touch. That's all it was. And
My goodness.
I'm glad the referees didn't call that.
So it will be a punting scenario here right from the midfield stripe. And it was punted toward the near sideline. It's good booming kick here.
Yes, very.
Chase the Saskatchewan returner to the 15-yard line. Little bit of room up the middle, fighting forward here. And Jagger make that. Marshall Erickson, running back receiver, will get that to his 25-yard line or so. And Saskatchewan holds on defense. And with 6:24 to go here in this first half, with a 7-2 lead, they go back on offense.
Right now, it's just setting up to be, hey, who wants it more, I would say, in terms of how they're playing the game, because the winner goes on, as we mentioned earlier, as John said. And, this is a big game for both teams, of course, and it's played out right so far as we've seen so far.
All right, so 1st and 10, shotgun, Farrell the quarterback, give up the middle, and fighting forward, trying to get a few yards out of that. Might have been Nelson again here. We'll check a number on that as it goes up the middle. No, not that time. That was Dayton Varga out of W.H. Ford in Regina, and Varga gets about 4 on that carry.
I've heard of that name, Varga, before. There's some good athletic guys out in Saskatchewan, and I forget what school they went to, but I remember the name.
We'll bring up 2nd and about 6 here for the Saskatchewan offense as Farrell checks his options here out of the shotgun. 3 receivers to his right. He'll look over the middle. Has a man over the middle. Caught up the middle. Big yards here. 45, 50, center field 50, 45, 40, and finally tackled down here. And that was Dawson Linnea out of Martinsville with a big catch over the middle here, all the way down to the 35-yard line. And it's a big first down for Saskatchewan.
John, that had to be the play of the game, I do believe, so far. It was everything executed very, very efficiently. The defensive side came in hard, and there's just a little bit of a rollout to the other side, and wide open number 7, and just
first down Saskatchewan, and they give up the right side here. Not much room this time as running back Dayton Varga again. Don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage. Manitoba here in their black and gold in on that backfield there, and a bunch in on that tackle, including Vincent Kipling out of the Sizzler Spartans in Winnipeg. A very Winnipeg-laden roster on this team, Manitoba, this year.
No, I'm surprised that, I didn't know how far north they come from to, get on the team, but I thought there was a little bit of football in the northern Manitoba.
Some rural content on the Manitoba squad. We'll get to that later. But a wide open receiver is caught at the 15-yard line to the 10 and finally tackled after a big gain. And that was Emmanuel Moyomba So out of Laval in Regina. And boy, he was wide open. And that's a big, big first down all the way to the 10-yard line. And it might set up first and goal. Yeah, by the nose of the football on the 10-yard line, it'll be first and goal.
A nicely set up play, too. Of course, everything that does go, 30 yards or plus has to be, but it looked very efficient. The receiver was wide open, and it took the whole team for the protection, etc.
And a timeout here on the field here with 3:30 to go.
Timeout.
And we're going to get a timeout here now, I believe, on the clock. So Saskatchewan has moved the ball pretty well in this one. And with 3.5 to go, we all know the final 3 minutes of a first half can play out like a quarter at this level here as far as length goes. But Saskatchewan definitely in a position here to add more points. And I tell you, you know what? They don't get a lot of credit. We don't talk about them a lot, but we're talking about the offensive linemen of these two teams. They obviously don't get much shout-outs here, so I'm gonna rattle off the Saskatchewan boys here real quick. And we're talking about guys like Davin Johnson, Ashton Cuthill Solidarios, Ben Schmidt, Cody Tyson, Seth Matthews and crew here, at least the starting lineup anyways. And we don't get a chance to talk about the O-linemen very well, but of course they always play a big part here, especially in a game like today when a lot of the attack is on the ground.
It has been, and that's a great way to look at it and to summarize it for sure, John. It's you need those front five in both the O and D, and they're the workhorses, but you need the athletes too, somewhere around there.
All right, so 1st and 10 Saskatchewan, 1st and goal Saskatchewan as that ball's at their 10-yard line. Farrell, the quarterback's going to hand off up the middle. Some room and stumbling, pushing forward maybe a yard, and that might be about it. Up the middle it goes here. And again, that was Dayton Varga on the carry.
A nice little cut to start with. He found the hole. He's looking there, and he got tripped up by some of the Manitoba, the defensive line, just got their hands on his foot.
Check that was Marshall Erickson out of Miller on that carry. So he gets, back to the line of scrimmage. So they'll bring up 2nd and goal here as we approach the 3-minute warning. Final play before that. Quarterback Farrell, give up the middle. Some room on the right side. Stumbling is the running back, and he'll go down right at the line. That time it was Dayton Varga, 6 foot back out of W.H. Ford, and it will be 3rd and goal. So now Coach Brian Olthius here. You haven't worn that coaching hat lately, but you got a call to make here. 3rd and goal, and it looks like Saskatchewan's going to try to kick a field goal.
Field goal, no doubt in my mind, and I know these kids are just in junior high school, I guess, but.
So this should be the 3-minute warning here.
Yes.
But we're going to get a play in anyways by the looks of things here. And Saskatchewan's kicker will march it off here. And just a little chip shot here, mark it at about the 17-yard line.
The wind is coming across the field quite a bit. They got to aim at the left post.
Isaac Matterdy from the right hash. So he has to kick a little bit into the breeze. And Matterdy, a little chip shot, and he has it. So Dawson Matterdy puts Saskatchewan's points on the board.
Nice little chip, yeah.
And that makes it 10-2. Saskatchewan on the field goal. And, hey, you know what? You come away with points, which seem to be at a premium here right now, especially in this game. And Saskatchewan's going to make it an 8-point advantage here.
It's, I would say it's a pretty even game, but I still think right now Saskatchewan holds the ticket in terms of offense by about 2/3 into 1/3, something like that. But again, here, like we mentioned, it's the wind is not really a factor. It's going more across, wouldn't you think there, John?
Yeah, definitely is going across the field. But definitely anytime a ball's up in the air, that's going to wreak havoc with the quarterback trying to lay a ball in there, especially if he's trying to throw into that breeze. If he throw to the near sideline here as you see it on your screen back home, that's going to be a tougher pass to complete.
Yeah, I do agree to that too. And I'm just looking, okay, there they're all lined up. I'm just trying to be the official here and see if they're all behind that yellow line. And again, the nice temperature here in Kamloops today, about 25 degrees, I'd say.
Not a bad day. It was some threats of some short. We got a short kick and fielded right at the 42. And good play there just to jump on that ball and make sure that it doesn't scoot away. And we're going to give props to Ryan Bodner out of Thunder Bay, who just said, hey, you know what? I'm down. Just going to eat this football, make sure that there's no turnovers. And good field position, Brian, from the 42.
Got it. It was a great play. It's a big play by a little guy. And he took it high, and he covered it. He got lots of friends patted him on the back, said, way to go there, Ryan.
All right, so it's 1st and 10. Manitoba looking for their first points on offense here so far today. Up over the middle, pass, and it's caught. Nice little completion over the middle. And that's Carter Scrumita, who had lots of room in the middle of the field. And Scrumita out of the Dakota Lancers kind of had that ball laying there nicely and topping with a big first down completion.
Nice feathering of the ball by the quarterback. Yes, put it down there and caught him right between the two zones. Nice completion, and they're in the Bisons are ready to move down that field here.
Well, spotted at the 43-yard line of Saskatchewan here. And Bison's quarterback Toppy in the shotgun. He will fake and he'll keep it himself here. Looking for room on the right side. Not much there. And he'll have to slide down feet first. After a gain of 2, he gets to the 40-yard line.
I love how he divvied the ball out and faked the ball and went, but he dove too soon.
Yeah, he might have went. Yeah, but you're the quarterback and you're also trying to protect the ball here a little bit and protect yourself here as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And we all know quarterbacks here in the CFL and the likes have taken some shots early in the season, and you have to protect yourself. All right, quarterback topping, throwing now over the middle, and late flag comes in here.
Yeah.
Late flag for pass interference over the middle. You know, and the Saskatchewan defender there, Ethan Lang, saying, like, how better could I have played that football? Because I thought he played a pretty good little play on it here.
I thought he went early. I thought there was he didn't
get a
have
look at
to.
it here.
He didn't have to, but
boy, I sure like that defensive play.
that
And I'm going to stand by that by Lang. And Lang is a case here. And he can't believe it. And you know what? But this goes into the theme of the flag happiness that we've seen so far in this game. If it looks like it could have been a foul, we're seeing a flag, regardless if it was one or not at this point.
No, me looking at that, I agree with you. I thought he did a tremendous play.
Tough one for Ethan Lang at a Holy Cross in Saskatoon. So it will be 1st and 10. Quarterback topping. He'll give up the middle here. It's a little bit of room, and then shut down here by 3 Saskatchewan defenders here. And a gain of just a couple. And that time it was a give to Dylan Halls out of the Vikings squad out of Thunder Bay. And he'll get just a yard.
Great. No, they was a great gang tackle. Very well done. So now it's, they have to go in the air here. And the timeout.
Yeah, and time was ticking down here. Minute and a half, minute 35 on the clock. So lots of time here at this level of play to try to make something happen in that time remaining here in the game. And a timeout here just to stop the clock and get organized. And what is a key second down play? Beautiful Kamloops is where we are here this evening for the first game of the Western Challenge. I'm John Keane. And I'm joined by Brian Olthius here. And I've been impressed by the level of football so far. You know, we do some junior football here with the Kamloops Broncos, which is, of course, a 18 to 22 age group. And this is an under 16 age group here. So a bit of a dynamic change here for us.
Oh, definitely. And I am equally amazed by the quality and the adjustments that these guys use, and all the coaching staffs that are here. And it's a pleasure to be here to watch this game for sure.
2nd and 10 here. So this point here, Manitoba is in field goal range, although they didn't elect to kick one earlier from about the same distance earlier in this one. So we'll wait and see. 2nd and 10 though. And quarterback topping, he has had the possession here. He's led the offense the entire first half here so far. We've seen 2 different quarterbacks out of Saskatchewan. Topping trying to get organized here. 3 receivers to his left. Lone man in the backfield. 2 receivers right. Motion now. Topping to pass. He'll air it up over the middle, and he's going to throw it up for grabs. And nearly intercepted there. Throwing into triple coverage. And that was maybe not the right play call there with a triple coverage scenario and a 3rd down upcoming.
No, they had good coverage, though. I thought that was tremendous coverage that the ball might have been a little too high thrown, and it gave all the defensive guys a chance to get underneath that ball. And there was 3 people, right, as you say, 3 Saskatchewan
So they're
guys.
going for it here, Brian. 3rd and 10.
Oh.
And with a minute and a half on the scoreboard here in this first half, they're going to go for it. Topping the quarterback. 2 receivers to his left. Make that 3. He'll scramble that way. He's under pressure. Topping trying to do it himself, trying to beat a man. He stumbled to the 25. He needs more, and he's going to turn the ball over on downs. Not sure if that was a design quarterback keeper or not, but nothing doing for Topping and Manitoba. And another time here in this one, they turn it over on downs, and you have to question, why not get some points on offense and try the field goal here late in this first half?
Yes, they were so far, 10 yards to get it, and then him to run it. No, not the right choice. But anyhow, now we still have a minute and a half, just about minute and 22 to be exact, and.
This is always the tough side here. When you have the lead and you have the ball late in the half, you're almost content to maybe get a first down and get it out of the shadow of your territory and just try to take the lead into the half. Unless you connect maybe a play or two, and all of a sudden you're thinking, okay, well, let's see if we can add to this lead here.
Run it first play,
Jake,
I think.
Yeah, well, Jake Farrell has one in the backfield right now. Quarterback Farrell out of the shotgun, and he will hand off here up the middle and big yards turning forward here. That might have been Nelson again here, just trying to get a number of these Saskatchewan green and white sweaters. Yes, it is Brody Nelson, who has the only touchdown out of this game, and it will be 2nd and about 5 after pushing forward.
I sound like my old self when I say, "Oh, there's the horse." It's that's a big running back in my mind, and
Well, you didn't at Cam High. You didn't really throw that ball very much, did you? You like to run the ball and pound it, right?
Our games were an hour and 3/4 of 15-minute quarters yet. So
A broadcaster's delight, right? 2nd and 5. Here we go. Back at the middle, it's Nelson. He's going to have a first down, yards and more. And I think you mentioned it. That horse theme will come into effect again as he takes the defender for a bit of a ride for a first down. And Saskatchewan here with 1:01 on the clock here, maybe looks to add to their lead here if they can move it down the field.
yes, they just might. I mean, I don't want to just take it away from the big running back or to give them all the credits.
Yeah, Saskatchewan's they're not really in a hurry here, so
No.
they're more intent here to perhaps use the time on the clock as it ticks down here to 50 seconds here. Quarterback 1st and 10. Farrell will give again up the middle, fighting forward, and maybe a yard, maybe 2. And they're going to give Nelson a bit of a late first half workout here as the clock ticks down to 41 seconds and likely about 2nd and 9.
Yeah, again, it's. They see the referee. Okay, they're just doing their own signals there, but now they're going to have time. They're going to have not much time to get the play into there and to do the call.
Saskatchewan just contended, I think, here. We'll see not quite enough time to kneel it down, so they're going to have to keep it on the ground here. On this 2nd and 9 scenario. Likely will be keeping it on the ground, keep that clock moving. Farrell out of the shotgun. And he will pass, actually, here on an open receiver and to the 50-yard line near midfield. And so much for us being offensive coordinators up here. Adam Greenman, make that Dawson Lenia out of Martinsville. He was the one that was getting the first down there.
And besides that, I mean, to make it the point a little bit more so against my favor, that they threw it just to the sideline. It was a hitch pass yet.
Yeah.
And those are picks.
Big time. But obviously, I think Saskatchewan doesn't make that play call unless they realize that, that's an open part of the field in that scenario here. Base defense by Manitoba here, so you're assuming you can get some yards. You still have to execute that play, and that's not easy to do at this level. But it turns out to be a gain of about 17 and a first down Saskatchewan for the 51. And maybe now with 14 seconds, we do see a kneel down. So we don't have any of these crazy turnovers go back to really give that sour taste in your mouth in the bench there in the locker room at halftime.
Yeah, for sure. It's I think the score, those indicative of the play and the offense and defenses. Might be wrong.
Hey, Saskatchewan didn't come all this way for a kneel down. They're going to go shotgun, and it's complete over the middle, trying to find some room and more at the 40. Can he get the corner? The 40-yard line, the 35. Can he turn it up further? Finally tackle at the 26-yard line with 4 seconds on the clock, and a nice little play. It's Dayton Varga and as well Marshall Erickson. And look at this. We're in field goal range in time for one more play.
I think they need another 5, but I could be wrong. Just to get it. See, it's going to be a 34-yarder, 33-yarder.
Yeah, well, it's going to. Yeah, you're right. But the wind is, it's still blowing across the field.
It is, yes.
Left to right if you're the kicker for Saskatchewan here. Let's see the personnel they bring in here. I don't think this is a kick team scenario. No, this is quarterback Farrell here. He's going to run the offense out of the field. Manitoba here making sure they don't get anybody in behind them defensively here with time for one last play. Saskatchewan called the timeout here, and Manitoba looks confused here. And Manitoba trying to get a situation, and they're going to get a timeout here. But they weren't ready for this. They were not ready for this Saskatchewan team to go out and try to put more points on the board with their quarterback, and they had to call a timeout to make sure they had the right personnel and the right defensive play strategy as well.
Now, I see them all going back to their coach. The coach should run out into the field and show some a little bit of leadership. You got it. Athleticism. You got it. He should be back there. The wind is going, I'd say 90 degrees, across the field. Or is it a little bit?
Well, it's a little bit into Saskatchewan's face here. If we're looking at the goalposts here, if folks at home can't quite see what we're looking at, you're looking at the Manitoba defensive huddle here right now. But that wind might be really into the kicker's face here if they were to attempt a field goal. So that's probably playing into the fact is why they're going to keep the offense out here on the field for a final play of this first half. Saskatchewan already with an 8-point lead, and at this stage, this is one of those times, Brian, where maybe you try a little hook and ladder, something kind of, like you're probably not going to throw it into the end zone with the amount of defenders that are going to be after it. So maybe you look for something mid-range and try to make some moves here.
I would love to do that too. Yes.
All right, we'll see what we got here. Quarterback Farrell out of the shotgun formation here. He'll look to his left, and he will throw down the field. He has an open man. It's caught. 5. Can he get in? He will get in. Touchdown! What a touchdown late in the final play of the first half. Dawson Linnea here. What a play by Saskatchewan. They make it 16-2, and how do you let that happen on a final drive with a minute to go? What a drive for Saskatchewan here. And we were back on the 40-yard line saying, why don't they just take a knee here and finish things off? But, they found a couple of holes in that defensive play calling, and they were able to take advantage with a late touchdown. And, boy, I tell you, that will not make for a very happy halftime in the Manitoba locker room, will it?
I hope they don't dwell on that only, because they've played not bad, but I feel for the poor little, kids' minds. They're still
Dawson Linnea. What a drive for Linnea here. Now the kick by Manatee, and it is good. So, wow. Hey, Saskatchewan, give them props.
Oh, boy.
Getting that late stop, thinking that all they would need was a first down or two here, perhaps just to salt the first half away, but they take it all the way from their 30-yard line. They go 75 yards, Brian, and Linnea on the final play. That is some great stuff there.
Was that 20 seconds, or how many seconds did it take?
Well, they basically were at around the 50-yard line there with about 35 seconds here, so there's effective uses of timeouts, and give the Saskatchewan coaches staff a lot of props here on the way that they got it done. All right, Brian, we're going to be in for an exciting second half. We will be back following halftime. You are listening and watching Saskatchewan and Manitoba, the opening game of the Western Challenge here from beautiful Kamloops, BC. We'll be back for the second half.
Good job. Good job. Good job. Nice. Good job. There it is. Go. Keep him in. That's the way they celebrate.
I can't hear you. What's the difference between a good defense and a great defense?
We use Game Breaker to flat out to keep our players safe. We love the product. It's very useful for us and everything we're doing in our off season here with spring and summer. We get a lot of value out of it. The kids feel protected. We really appreciate the D3O technology that it has and providing safety for our kids. Thank you.
As a youth coach, you're asked to do it all, and Huddle is here to help. We have the tools to make every video a learning opportunity. You can add comments and drawings to any play and share those clips with players so they can see what they did well and how to improve. You can also use Huddle to connect with built-in messaging, notify the entire team of last-minute changes, request feedback, or assign tasks. Head to the field knowing everyone is on the same page. And for those moments you want to celebrate, Huddle makes it easy to create and share highlights. Build an end-of-season reel while your players customize game highlights for their personal profiles. Make this the season you coach, connect, and celebrate, all with one tool. Sign up for a free trial to see how Huddle can help you this season.
What does it take to become elite? It takes more than dedication, focus, and hard work. It takes an elite-level training program. Customized, sport-specific, online. Your perfect workout every time. That's Vault Athletics.
Fantastic.
And welcome back, everybody, as we await the second half kickoff in this game between Saskatchewan and Manitoba. It's John Keane along with Brian Olthius here. And boy, it's Saskatchewan with a 17-2 point lead after that big-time drive to end the first half, Brian, where they get the touchdown in the final play before halftime.
It was close, like you mentioned, John, very, very close. And then just at the end, again, there was a little bit of a surge, and these kids are young yet, and they can get all excited or they can get down. And it looked like
Some of the highlights here in that first half. We saw a big play here that was actually overturned by a penalty there as Winning took it all the way down the sidelines there. That play was negated, though. Fumble here at the snap. It caused a turnover here, but it only led to a safety as Saskatchewan was able to hold defensively before getting back on offense here. And this was a big play here as well. Nice catch in there by Bruno. Late, but Manitoba just couldn't quite get the offense going here. This was a big-time drive here late in that first half, and definitely some big yards churned out there by Marshall Erickson. Marshall Erickson through the air. We saw that an opening touchdown there from Brock Nelson here, and here was the touchdown to close out the first half. Great job by Dawson Linnea to stay on his feet to break that tackle from the 5-yard line, because if you know your knee goes down there, that's end of half right there. He was able to extend, dive, and that's a big touchdown to close it out.
A tremendous effort. It looked like a university. It looked just like a university player. It was that well done. I was very, very impressed.
All right, here we go. Kickoff, and the second half is underway. Saskatchewan will receive, and that'll bounce. Will it get out of bounds? It will. And nice patience on the far sidelines there by Saskatchewan here. It should be ball at the 45-yard line following the kick out of bounds. And that was wind aided for sure. If you're joining us late, the wind blowing across the field here. Doesn't look to be any particular advantage, but definitely we're seeing a lot of the play on the far side of the field, the far hash, so far in this game.
Good judgment as well on that last play, just on the kickoff. It could have bounced, they could have taken it, but they were closed in, and the ball, the potential ball carrier or ball receiver who was going to get it, just took a little step out, and they get a great position now on the 40-yard line.
All right, so yeah, that will be the 40-yard line, not the 45. My apologies here. So it will be 1st and 10 Saskatchewan, chance to add to their lead here. Saskatchewan looked pretty, you always wonder about how well can an offense come together on short-term for a short-term event like this, and how well can they execute here. But, judging by that last drive by Saskatchewan, they put in some work here. They've been practicing together. They've been meeting in Saskatoon or Regina, and they've been able to come up and try to find some cohesiveness here. And you always wonder, Brian, about these teams coming together. You got to keep it almost a little vanilla sometimes, defensively and offensively, but they've been able to mix in a lot of plays.
Yes, they definitely have. Both teams are all excited. I'm just waiting for the call. There was a little bit of delay, and here's the start of the first play of the second half.
Trying to get the clock all sorted out here, but now we're underway. And right away, a give on the left side. It's Nelson. Nelson carrying here. Big yards here to start the half. Still on his feet. He's going to rumble all the way to the 49-yard line here. So I tell you, Brody Nelson had the touchdown in the first half, and he picks up right where he left off here in the first touch.
That's that same fly sweep that they've done quite often, and they started with that. And here they go with the first play of the half. They're doing it again, and lots of energy. Tremendous O-line.
All right, so it takes it all the way to the Manitoba 49-yard line here. And Saskatchewan out of the shotgun here. Looks like they're going back to their initial quarterback of the game. And that was, let's see, up the middle, more room here. Busting all the way down to the 40-yard line. It'll be close to a first down. And again, on the carry, Marshall Erickson. And this Saskatchewan line continues to move.
Yeah, again, I call it the fly sweep. Here he is. They did great interior blocking just to cut their men off, and another 15-yard gain, and they're within, not within any scoring range right at this moment, but they're in the shadows of some goalposts, maybe. Let's put it that way.
Griffin Sander at quarterback. He rotated a little bit there in that first half with Jake Farrell, but Sander back under center here. Well, this from the shotgun, 2nd and short, up the middle, first down yards, spinning, still moving forward, still on his feet here. And that's a gain up the middle for Marshall Erickson. So Erickson and Nelson here on this first drive. And Saskatchewan making no bones about it. They're going to run it right down the middle of the field here on Manitoba.
He's too young to make those cuts. That's a beautiful one. He did a 360 in there just to avoid a few people, and another one at the end. Tremendous run. Just a tremendous run.
Pressing his special move button on the Xbox there when he spins around and gets it done like that. So it is a first down. Saskatchewan, they are driving with Sander, the quarterback here. Ball at the 30-yard line here. 1st and 10. Sander out of the shotgun. Receivers split up the middle. Not much room this time. Protecting that football. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. And let's see on the carry.
Yeah, you don't want to go to that fly sweep all the time, but this time he made a little cut to try to go inside, as I was trying to tell people here. But what they did is you can't just run sweeps all the time. So it was a good little run, and even though they didn't make much. It keeps the defense aware. Oh, they do run inside.
Nelson on that last carry. So quarterback in the shotgun here. 3 receivers to his left, but he looks right. Has a wide open receiver. And again, it's Linnea. Caught. First down, yards and more. Makes the move. Now to the 10, 7, 5-yard line. And Linnea is going to go in again for back-to-back touchdowns. And he is making things happen. Dawson Linnea out of Martinsville. And if you're looking for an early type game MVP, Dawson Linnea with a lot of Saskatchewan fans below us here to the left making some noise as they will go up 23-2 here on the first drive of the third quarter.
A tremendous play. That had to be the play of the game, not just because they got the touchdown, but the nuances inside it, some little hook blocks, some little the running back after he made the catch does a couple of dekes, and it was just beautifully run for kids that age. Tremendous.
All right, so Matterdy will attempt the convert here. A chance to pad the lead. It is through. All right, so Brian, there's a lot of football left here. 9:11 to go here in this second half, third quarter. So if you're Manitoba, what do you focus on here? What's the game plan here to get some scores and try to get back at this one?
Yeah, they really have to. They do have a good running game. We know that. They've had some great runs in the first half. Now they're going to have to get that ball in the air a little bit and do some things that they feel confident in, of course, and the coaching staff. So they don't want to go too far out of their where they feel good about it. But yes, what they have to do is change their offense a little bit in terms of opening it up.
Well, we talked off the key to the game. You just saw it flash on the screen there, the keys to the game to Manitoba. And one was win that takeaway battle, and they definitely have not won that takeaway battle. We did see them force that fumble inside the 10-yard line, unable to capitalize. They turned it right back over on the third down gamble here. So that's been a key, and we haven't seen a lot of the big top receivers for Manitoba make an effort here as well and be a factor. But lots of game here to go. All right, kickoff and a fumble, and who has it? It's going to be chumped on by Manitoba. Boy, oh boy. And that was Dylan Halls out of Thunder Bay, who made a little bit of a meal on that one here. Wasn't cleanly fielded, but he was able to get on it here and make sure Saskatchewan wasn't right back on offense.
Yeah, they got a break there. I think Winnipeg, that is, or Manitoba, I should say, to control the ball. But, I still think that they got something in them, and, you have to hope. These kids are young, and I don't think things bother as much as the parents are involved with it.
All right, Zach Topping at quarterback here. He has seen every snap so far in Manitoba offense. He will pitch it, and a little bit of room here. Trying to get it is Ryan Bruno. He'll cut up the middle, has first down yards and more, takes a pop, but will get first down yardage. And a nice little shoulder getting in there defensively. And just trying to get a
number 50 for Manitoba did a tremendous job on the old line.
Sean Marcello out of Vincent Massey.
Yes, tremendous block.
And I believe that was Dawson Morin on the tackle here. And Morin get a shoulder in there. Yeah, Dawson Morin, good job. Good tackle, good pop, and a first down play there on the little pitch to Ryan Bruno out of Garden City Gophers.
Simple little play, but done well.
All right, Topping quarterback shotgun. Again, he will keep and he'll throw, has a man open, but I don't know if he was looking for receiver Carter Scrumita or perhaps Adam Green, and he kind of threw in between the two on first down.
I was going to agree to that. They was right in between them, and either maybe the receivers missed their cuts a little bit or went a little deep.
It was a good fake, but good fake, and just kind of threw it away from, as we see Adam Greenman here, who had a catch and a big play in that first half. So it's 2nd and 10 from their own 43-yard line. Manitoba trying to move the ball on offense. Their only points via a safety, and I think we had some early movement here. Flags fly, and likely a procedure call. And Manitoba backed them up 5. It'll be 2nd and 15.
Again, we're talking about the venue here. We're very proud to be part of this beautiful, beautiful stadium here and overlooking the mountains way in any direction. And it's a beautiful day, except for the wind it takes it. But each team has to go against the wind and twice as well. So all these kids, of course, are just here to try to win a football game and get into the final, and if not, they're in the semifinals, we'll call it.
Seems like the evening is calming things down here a little bit. Flags starting to fade a little bit here to our broadcast left. All right, 2nd and 15. Quarterback under pressure. Here comes, sacked. Topping's going to get thrown down emphatically, and leading the charge there, Lane Johnson at a Central Collegiate in Moose Jaw. And Lane Johnson there was in the backfield in a hurry, and it's 3rd and basically Moose Jaw to, near Cairnport there on that last play.
Oh, he was free to come in. Oh, and that ball looked like it was open there.
I was there for a second, but I think quarterback Topping was down. But definitely, there were some eyes up here that said balls on the ground. But regardless, Saskatchewan will be getting the ball back in punt formation. It is Manor Plow winning out of St. Patrick's Saints. He's out of Thunder Bay. There's a handful of players out of Thunder Bay. He will punt to his right, but he kicks it back into the middle of the field. We have an early flag down here and a fumble, and I think Manitoba's on that ball, and I think they're going to get back on it. But with that said, the flag might be that's in a too many men in the field type scenario here. Whenever you see it kind of away from the play, Brian, and Manitoba, this is exactly what they need if they want to get back at this one.
Good call if you got that, because that surely didn't come to my attention at all. And they're
going to talk it over here and see. But it was a flag away from the play.
Yeah, and there's 2 in different laterals. They're not, they're 10 yards or 8 yards apart from each other. So
attempt to field the punt there, and it just bobbled away from Marshall Erickson.
That could be just a little something to start Manitoba to get going here, maybe.
One flag was for no yards. Now, so too many men in the field, Saskatchewan, and no yards, Manitoba. But that flag for too many men came out way early here. So with that said, you're looking at, I think they're going to repunt it here.
5-yard difference, was it?
Manitoba.
Let's see. Trying to get a ruling here. They're going to repunt here, I believe. It's interesting here. They backed it up. They moved it forward. They moved it forward 10, and they're punting now here on 3rd down here once again. And again, winning will punt a big, booming kick this time to the middle of the field. Fielded at the 40-yard line. And a little bit of room here. And look out. Maybe you block. It's Nelson. He'll get to round 1. Still on his feet. Trying to turn the corner. And eventually brought down on a good tackle. Some
tackled by Joshua
Farber. Some flags here late. Yeah, we knew something was coming there. Good tackle by Farber. But any extracurricular activity, we got something going on now, and flags fly. But a great return here. And I tell you, he's been a star on offense and maybe now special teams, talking about Brody Nelson once again.
He is getting lots of playing time, and yes, there surely is. But
you can see here the play finish. And nice tackle by Farber.
Sure.
Got on him, maybe held on him a little bit too long, and that definitely always gets the ire of the ball carrier. So there's a little push on the way up, and bodies get together here. Little push, and you know what? I know you're down, you're frustrated, you're down by 22, you're down by 3 scores here, and you make a good tackle, but obviously he goes for a big gainer, and no need to really, you can wrap up that tackle, let him go, and get back and get lined up.
Yeah, Saskatchewan, I would say, didn't need to do that. They're up, play the game, but anyhow, here it goes.
All right, it does go against Saskatchewan here, so that'll move them to the Manitoba 45-yard line. It was a dead ball foul. And Saskatchewan has a really good chance here to add to this lead with great field position following the punt return by Nelson. So quarterback in under Sander will look and take the shotgun snap. Hands the ball off here, looking for room on the right side, and a little bit here to about a 9-yard gain. And a good little run there by Dayton Varga, and that gets the Saskatchewan parents, friends, and family here at Hillside Stadium excited here once again.
It started with the push of the O-line. The O-line came all together just as a unit and pulled them. They all did a little pull hook blocking system, and great carry, lots of energy. And Manitoba just has to do something here to break this. They can't get another score against them, is what I'm trying to say.
All right, so here it is, 2nd and short. And again, give up the middle. Why not? Pushing forward, plowing forward, and it should be enough for a first down. And again, on the carry, it is Dayton Varga out of Regina here. Saskatchewan, I like about their roster. They got good mix between Regina players, Saskatoon players, the two major centers. But then you have some small-town players here like Eric Boyko out of Hafford, Saskatchewan, Evan Barsness in Weyburn, Chase Went out of Warman. So they do a good job of an Asquith player and Jesse Ganchar out of Lord Asquith High School there. So good prairie representation there across the board for Saskatchewan.
Tremendous. No, that sounds good. That sounds very, very good that they're involving so many players.
All right, shotgun here on first down. Sander passing, has a completion on the left side. Flag comes down here and fighting forward and tackled. Not after Isaac Matterdy, though, was able to get about 8 yards. But that flag's in a bit of a odd spot, a legal block perhaps after Matterdy caught that ball?
Yeah, it was near the line. It was from the line of scrimmage, so I don't know where he caught that or I'm not talking about the receiver. I mean, where the referee or the line judge, what he was looking at.
Maybe it just fell out of his pocket here.
Could have.
We see that from time to time.
Yes,
right?
we have.
Yeah, it actually is going to be penalty against Saskatchewan, pass interference by the call, so offensive pass interference. So when we get a chance to look at that replay, I'm not sure if we'll pick it up, but perhaps, a receiver running into a defender downfield that creates a little bit of room for Matterdy on that play, and they're going to march him back 10 yards.
Yeah, they see a lot. I mean, they give 6 officials, and I'm sure they don't do that all season long. But here it's an important game, of course. It's your province you're fighting for, and so everybody wants to, be on the winning side. So
Saskatchewan mind this. They keep the ball and keep the clock moving here with a 24-2 lead here. So it's 1st and 20 here, and back to pass. Quarterback Sander. He will screen it out, and some room, and a lot of running room here. Up the left side, still on his feet, fighting forward to the 35-yard line, and that is Dayton Varga again. He's been carrying the offense here.
Sander complete to Dayton Varga on the play.
And the pass to Varga, and he will take it here to near the original line of scrimmage, now 2nd and about 12.
Varga has been I'd have to say the MVP so far of the game. He does so many things so well at such a young age. That last one was a little slow balk, and then he goes to a little sort of a sideline route and carries the ball and gets a first down. Oh, not a first down because they needed 30 yards, but.
It'll be 2nd and 12. And see if quarterback will air it out again. Sander to pass, and just overthrowing the intended target. He was looking for Aiden Leslie at a Yorkton Regional. Looked to have a step on his defender, but you're throwing a little bit here with the wind, and that ball sailed on Sander. So it is 3rd and 12, and decision time here for Saskatchewan with the 22-point lead, and with the ball here at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, I think they'll just go for it. They might as well, and they are. I can see that, but. Yeah, they very, very well. His throws, the quarterback lays it right in there. It was there. It was a little bit. I thought the receiver should have been a little bit quicker on that, but.
Well, here we go, Sander and the shotgun here. Out of Bishop, James Mahoney. He'll throw again, and he's going to overthrow everybody here. And likely closest to that one would have been Manitoba defensive back Braden Parker, but if you just let that one go, it's always tough as a defender. It's going to be a turnover on downs, a chance for Parker to intercept that, but he is way behind it. Have to make up probably 30 yards to get that back to where Manitoba would scrimmage if there was no interception.
Yeah, he does just a nice toss. He wants to throw that. Could he throw it tighter? Yeah, it could be run tighter, but again, in that instance, I thought, no, he's just doing what he didn't want to get it intercepted anyhow, so.
So Manitoba on offense here. Saskatchewan D's done a great job. They've bended a few times, but they have not broken in this one here. And quarterback in under. It is Topping. He will screen it off here. A little bit of room in the bubble here to move and maneuver here. And still on his feet, fighting forward, trying to get to midfield, and does. Still on his feet. What a battle here for Manor Plow winning. That is the St. Patrick Saints 5'10 running back winning. And he gets it just across the midfield stripe.
Great effort. Tremendous effort. Good. The line, I always have to mention them too, that they had to be a part of it. They were in the blocking scheme, etc. But the grit of
well executed play.
Oh, tremendously done. Well, yes. And now they're right at center, a little bit past center, so they've got to score.
Zach Topping, quarterback, shotgun, 3 receivers to the right. He'll hand off, nothing doing, stopped right away, and Manor Plow winning. Ran into a Saskatchewan wheat field there, and that was led by Ryan Mikowski, who, of course, Ryan Mikowski in Regina. Now, maybe perhaps former Saskatchewan Rough Rider Gene Mikowski could be a relation there. Gene was a big rider, O-lineman now in the political game, and he was a rider fan favorite for many years, and perhaps a little family tree there with the Regina native.
Yes, it could be. I didn't know the details that you have there, John, but I'll tell you, that's great to
I got a little green in my blood there, all right?
I wondered.
All right, here we go. Manitoba, but we're going to see flags early. So, time count violation there is the indication from the referee, and they're going to march it back 5. But, hey, this is vital that Manitoba gets some points here. They've put some drives together here, but now really behind the 8 ball. After the time count, they were already looking at 2nd and 15 after the quick defensive play, and now it's going to be about 2nd and 20.
What do you do? Yeah, I'm really mean that. In this age level, do you go for broke? They're one-on-one on that far side.
Maybe, but that's throw to the wind here. Give up the middle here, and it's Manor Plow winning, fighting forward, and will he have the first down? He'll be really close. He needed 20. I think he got about 21, and I think they're going to move the chains as Winning loses his helmet here. But they're going to move the chains, so you wouldn't expect a running play in that scenario, but when you got some good athletes like you do on the Manitoba side, it pays off here for them.
Well, we got the Brains are right beside us here now, and they called that play from there. Up here.
Yeah, great blocking, and as well, I thought that Odin Peterson did a good job there, the old lineman out of Niverville, Manitoba, not getting called for the holding call, was able to push forward and get his block in there and get the first down. All right, so here we go. It is Manitoba, 1st and 10. Topping, and here comes some pressure on Topping. He will throw, and it is caught to the sidelines, and out of bounds. Look out, tackle there near the Saskatchewan bench, and that was Ryan Bruno again. He's been a key target in this game, and about a hard-earned 4 yards, let's say, on that one.
Oh, yeah, I did think they ran him out of bounds too far.
That was Dawson Morin at a Martin Collegiate on the tackle, and you could see like he was trying to hold up here, but didn't at least finish his tackle on the sidelines. Then you definitely would see a flag fly in that Saskatchewan bench. So it will be 2nd and call at 7 as Manitoba is driving now inside the Saskatchewan 40. Quarterback Topping, lone backfield, and now we'll throw over the middle and in and out of the arms of the intended receiver, trying to go back to Ryan Bruno. So we'll be 3rd down now, and hey, if you gambled earlier in the scenario, you're going to do it again. It'll be 3rd and about 7 yards.
It's got to be, yes, for sure. But they look like they're pulling their kick team out.
Yeah, you are, yeah.
So I'm kind of surprised, especially with the score. It is 3 scores apart from them. But, I could fake it.
You're getting late in the 3rd quarter here, so you can see time tick down.
It looks like something's not ready because they're coming out mighty slow. What do we got? Oh, boy.
They're going to have to call a timeout here, likely. They're trying to get organized. As you can see, coming off the field is Manor Plow winning. Now, he's been the punter as well here, so he can also act as a running back, of course, but he does handle the punts for Manitoba, and he is in a punting formation here right now.
Unless that's a clock that they're wondering, because it's... Oh, no, it was yet
more confusion here as the officials will come together. You know what? If you're if you're Manitoba right now, you have your punter that could easily take off as well because we've seen his athleticism in this game. He's been responsible for one big play, and now he's going to head back to the sidelines. And Manitoba here in a punting scenario here again.
Yeah, there's confusion.
Yeah.
I don't know where, but a couple of officials.
Run the clock, yeah. So all this on a 3rd down and 7 play. If you're trying to fake something, you probably haven't hidden it very well. And let's see. Back to punt. Manitoba's Taryn Barber, and he will punt it toward the sidelines, and that'll be blasted out of bounds near the 25. We'll see where the officials spot that. But Saskatchewan, Brian, will go back on offense here with just over a minute to go in this 3rd quarter. They have the only touchdown of this 2nd half, and it was a Dawson Linnea 30-yard touchdown pass, and they're going to get back on offense here with the ball.
Yeah, their net out of that must have been like 15 yards, maybe not even. That's a one that hurts.
So Saskatchewan will take over. It will be spotted at the 25. Call it the tip of the nose on the 26-yard line here. And quarterback Sander, he will hand off up the middle, pushing forward. And that is Brody Nelson. And he will get maybe 4. We'll see where they spot the football. But Saskatchewan continuing here to wind the clock with the lead.
Yeah, close to the of course. It looks like the flag is in. They're ready to go. But I'm just a little amazed at what they. I thought they were going to go, a little bit more innovative pass on that when Manitoba had the offense. But here we go.
2nd and 8. Back to pass. Sander has a big man over the middle, and it again is Nelson. Nelson dancing in back to the middle of the field at the 50. Flag comes down, and not before 1st down yards were gained, though. But a nice little reception and run, but we do see a flag after 1st down yardage. Here, we'll wait and see.
I question it, but
a holding call.
Yes, I question it.
Let's have a look here now, Brian. We can take a look here at the replay.
Yes,
you can see. This is the play before that. Sorry, so that was the handoff on 1st down, and holding call actually will take them backwards. I think it was for a hold that happened before that play developed. Judging on where they're spotting this football. I thought it was a hold during the reception and run, but they're going to say it was much earlier in the sequence. So that brings up actually now 1st and 10 following that penalty. All right, Sander will hand off up the middle. Big gaping hole here. It's Nelson up the middle.
What
He's
a cut.
Still on his feet. Will he be caught at the 50, the 45, the 40, the 30, cuts back in the middle, and a nice shoestring tackle made there by Logan Robinson. Sturgeon Heights Husky was the only hope for Manitoba as Nelson cut it back in. You can see that great little tackle. That's a touchdown saver here to end the 3rd quarter.
Robson did a great job, like you mentioned, to get back there and to help stop the touchdown. But again, with the next quarter, we're going to they have to throw the ball and play some D, but it's not happening, and maybe it's just not their year. I don't know what to say here.
No, there's been a lot of impressive offensive players on the Saskatchewan side. We talked about Brock Nelson. I know you've liked the effort. I've liked the effort of receiver Dawson Linnea with 2 touchdowns. You've liked Varga, the running back, Dayton Varga here. So, when you churn out as many 1st downs as Saskatchewan has here, you get a lot of your big players involved, and they get a lot of touches, and that gives lots of TV time here for us to talk about them as well.
It definitely does. It looks like, the score is 24-2, and you'd say, they're just kicking. They're not just kicking them. They're mighty. They're way closer than that score indicates. And I really do. I feel a little bit down for Winnipeg, but that's what happens sometimes in sports. And
like to say hello, Brian, to all the folks tuned in from Manitoba and Saskatchewan. Get a beautiful shot of Hillside Stadium. You can see it here. Folks, we do have a junior football program here for the Kamloops Broncos, which we're the broadcast duo for that. So if you want to come play football in this beautiful facility here, the Kamloops Broncos could be recruiting you in the near future. Not afraid to go into Saskatchewan as well. Now a big Winnipeg connection with the team with the Van Canets here helping to recruit.
Oh, yes. Yes, Van Knets have been great athletes in this city.
Give up the middle, Varga, and not much there that time for the back. Varga has changed the quarterback here again for the fourth quarter as Jake Farrell comes back into the game. We saw him handle second quarter duties as he trades off here with Griffin Sander, the 6'3" quarterback out of Saskatoon.
I was just going to say something about the Van Konants. I call them a little bit more the Dutch name, but
yes, yep.
Van Konants were...
There's a few ways to say that.
Yeah, there are. But we always played against them when I was with Cam High, and tremendous battles.
West Side, right?
Yes, yeah, great athletes they were.
All right, here we go. It is first down, and Farrell's going to keep. Now he's going to throw. He's going to find the sidelines, has an open receiver. It's Linnea. Linnea makes one miss. Oh, nice tackle here again. Nice defensive effort. We're going to say Logan Robinson again here, back-to-back plays. Sturgeon Heights Huskies, and he was like a dog on a bone there on that tackle near the first down marker.
Yeah, they're definitely, I mean, the game here is exciting even, and I shouldn't say even, but I mean in terms of their age level, they're playing at a high level, and it's very nice to see all the people, the audience, the crowd is, I think it's just about full, in fact, and here we go.
It was enough for a first down despite that great tackle by Robinson, and now a fake and a pass and a reception. Is it a fumble or is it an incomplete pass? And I think they get the call right. Incomplete pass as the official comes in from the sideline. Looked like it was intended for Marshall Erickson. He had it, tried to turn upfield, and now might be a little bit winded. I think he might have fell on that football as he went down.
Yeah, it looked like it, yes. I think we don't.
Slow motion, it's going to look like a catch and a fumble here. Always it does. But in real time, you can see it's real. Real solid possession. Great call by the official there.
Sure, it was.
And you're seeing some concern here for Erickson now as both teams have taken a knee. And Erickson is down, but he's going to make his way up and walk to the sidelines here. He looks to be okay. One of those cases, you fall in a football sometimes, and that can really kind of leave you breathless for a while, and that might have been the case there for Erickson.
Yeah, for sure. That can startle you. Yeah, it can knock the air right out of you, and even though you just land, especially when you land on that ball.
I'm happy I don't have to deal with that anymore. That feeling of being winded when you're young and athletic and you can actually play sports other than just talk about them. We don't have to worry about that anymore. All right, Farrell, the pass, caught, and a short reception. But a catch nonetheless down to the 15-yard line on second down, so that'll bring up third down. Reception made there by, was it Braden? Oh, sorry, excuse me, that was Grayson Williams of the tackle, I should say, but try to find out the receiver's name. That might have been Emmanuel Moyombo So on that catch to make that Tyus Flory. Actually, Tyus Flory on that catch, trying to get our rosters all sorted out here before the game today.
No, good for you. That's a lot of new names to go over, I'm sure.
Quarterback Farrell, he'll pass on third down, trying to get into the end zone and trying to adjust and look over the other shoulder. On that occasion was Aiden Leslie at a Yorkton Regional. Aiden Leslie, though, just couldn't quite find that ball as he looked over his right shoulder, then had to readjust to his left. That's always a tough catch to make whenever you have to change shoulders there in that case.
Yeah, you hardly ever see that being a completion.
Yeah.
You get my turn. Oh, I didn't turn quick enough, but if it's on the other side where you expect it to come from, of course, it can be very confusing.
It is a turnover on down, so Manitoba back on the football, but down 3 scores here. Clock running, 9.5 to go here in this fourth quarter. Opening game of the Western Challenge here in Kamloops, BC. John Keane, Brian Olthius here. We'll be back for the 7 o'clock game here Pacific time between Alberta and BC. Give up the middle. Not a lot of room for the running back. He is tackled by a slew of white jerseys, but it's, again, Manor Pla winning, who was getting that carry for short yardage.
Yeah, I thought they would maybe open her up a little bit, but we'll have to see what's now. Now they have to be passing down. And
all right, well, Manitoba here trying to move the football. Remember, the only points they have on the board today came via safety on a mishandled punt in the end zone, which Saskatchewan conceded the 2. And Manitoba on offense, second and long.
Ooh.
Back to pass, flags fly. You saw that right away. Quarterback Topping's going to keep and go down. And a late flag comes in here as the quarterback takes a bump. And that's a trendy call I think we're seeing now, trying to protect quarterbacks, Brian. Not something that would have been called even 5 years ago, but trying to protect the quarterback. You can see Topping go down. He gives himself up going feet first and in there to give that late bump. Looked like that was, let's see here, the linebacker on the play. And 51 again. That's that elusive 51 that wasn't on the final Saskatchewan roster today here. So, well, you know what? We are finding it now. Torin Swiston Burness.
Oh, good for
Torin,
you.
I hate to bring up Torin on the late hit or the roughing the passer call, but we're seeing that 15-yarder here come up.
It definitely was a 15-yarder. Yeah, they needed to call that. It was not needed by any means. Every time they're hit the ground, your knee hits the ground, it's dead.
So we'll bring up first down after the short run by the quarterback, but tack on the major foul. So in under is Topping again on the shotgun. One to the back, and he will throw. It's caught there. And trying to shake a couple of tackles. And finally, 3 Saskatchewan defenders make that tackle. But a nice little catch and run as Adam Greeman, the 5'7" Dakota Lancer in Winnipeg, makes that grab.
Nice little play, a nice little hook. And he quickly turned it upfield, and 2 yards away, and you've got to make this.
Yeah, how important is this for Manitoba to get some momentum? Even if you're not thinking about winning this game, you're trying to move the ball in offense, because on Thursday you're going to play in a game here as well, and you want to build some camaraderie here on offense.
Sure, yeah, good rush. I see a big rush.
And quarterback's going to go down, Topping, feeling 3 receivers. Not sure if that was, 3 defenders. Not sure if that was a broken play or not. We'll get a look at it here, but Topping takes a shotgun pass and maybe an option type play, and a fake, and then ran into his own back there, as you could see, bobbled the football and says, yeah, that's it, I'm going to pull the pin on this play.
No, he did exactly what you should have done, yeah.
Third down here and about 8 following that. And normally a punting scenario.
But not now.
In this case, in the fourth quarter with 7 to play, clock running, Topping, and the offense will stay on the field. You have 4 receivers to the left here. Quarterback rolls that way, looking for a bit of room. He will throw, and he overthrows the intended target, Ryan Bruno. So it's a turnover on downs, and Saskatchewan, I think, with that turnover, can start thinking about a championship game perhaps on Thursday.
I think so. He rolled out from the right hash to the left, and I know he wanted to go to the open field so he could see more receivers out there, but still, then it catches his arm the wrong way. You seldom you don't want to do that very often, is what I'm trying to say. And maybe a boot coming back, but just going there and you're throwing the ball ahead of a receiver, you're looking at trouble.
All right, so Saskatchewan's offense is back on the field, and that is led by Jake Farrell up the middle and maybe back to the line of scrimmage here. And whenever we have youth football, Brian, this is what we can call a little bit of garbage time sometimes. You don't want to see any extra little shots, or perhaps the receiver and the DB that have been battling all game getting into a little bit of a wrestling match here. We'll see if the two teams can, keep it clean here with 6.5 to go here in this fourth quarter.
Sure. No, that's exactly what they...
But boys will be boys, as we've seen before on this field, right?
I bet you girls too. They're as competitive now.
Yes.
You don't see football too much, but there is some football leagues, I'm sure.
Second and about 9.5. Farrell back to pass over the middle. As time he delivers. Nice pass over the middle, and it's caught. Late flag, as I think quarterback Farrell took a late shot.
He did by 53, but
Mateo Mohammed was in there a bit late.
I don't think they should have called that. He was free, and now they give him another 15 yards. Boy, oh boy.
Great, by the way, it takes away a little bit from a great play. I mean, you tack on the 15, but get a look at this right now. Quarterback in there, might have been a bit of a late shot, but you know what? In this case, quarterback stood in there, delivered the pass. No harm, no foul, I think, there. And it will be a first down, and you tack on that 15, and all of a sudden Saskatchewan's inside the 10, and they have first and goal. Clock running here in the fourth quarter. Farrell, who delivered a beautiful pass over the middle, and the 15 yards tacked on in the shotgun here. He has several options here. Winnipeg trying to bring Manitoba trying to bring some pressure.
Great
and
play.
Varga will be tripped up after a gain of maybe 2. And Saskatchewan now second and goal.
Number 53, a great play. A great play.
We've been mentioning Mateo Mohammed a couple of times.
He's taken his. Now he's taken a knee. I think that's Mohammed.
Yeah, he was earlier in this series. He took that late hit on the quarterback as well. And he will. It looked like he was trying to get up here for a second, but deciding to stay down now with some of the training staff coming onto the field here. Folks, stick around for our 7 o'clock Pacific game. If you can, we have another provincial rivalry brewing tonight. It's Team BC. We got one Kamloops player on that team here as well. We'll talk more about that later on tonight, as well as offensive coordinator Guy Lemieux. And no doubt that'll be a good battle between BC and Alberta here. We saw the Alberta boys here around the stadium before the game here today, and they're looking forward to getting on the field at Hillside Stadium here to take on the host province.
I bet, and it'll be the sun's starting to settle, and people that are here will, I think, have a beautiful afternoon, even when the sun's not on our side. It's again, we love boasting about our city here and our venue. And
well, there's your postcard shot, folks, right back there at home. You have Mount Peter and Mount Paul in the background.
Perfect.
And if you're thinking about sending your kid off to Thompson Rivers University, you can see the beautiful residence building just beyond the score clock here. And I don't know, I'm from Saskatchewan initially, but when I came here and came to this venue the first time, I was like, wow, this is fantastic. For folks that don't know, Brian, this is also the host venue for the BC Lions training camp.
Oh, correct.
And they've been here the last decade, hosting their camp here under new coach Devon Claybrooks. We're so used to having Wally Buono come here and hold camp and kind of hold court as well with everybody. Real disappointed, I think, to see Wally go here provincially with the BC Lions, but no doubt he may resurface here at some point. But so it's a new camp for Devon Claybrooks and a brand new coaching staff. And as we speak right now, 1-4, a bit of a slow start out of the gates, but a big matchup with Saskatchewan in Regina here coming up on Saturday night.
It's Saturday. I did not look, so I was waiting for you to say that. And it's what do I say in terms of Wally sure coming, and is he going to start to come to those practices sometimes?
You know what? It's funny. I asked him if he was going to be around next year, being this year, and he quickly, without even hesitation, he's like, no way. And he made a good point. He said it wouldn't be fair to the new coaching staff. Right? It would not be fair for him to come in there.
That's true.
So always a respectful guy, Wally Buono. But our concern is still for Mateo Mohammed out of Kildonan East Rivers in Winnipeg, defensive lineman. And he is still down on one knee here. But you look at this.
Oh, boy, yes.
Look at this Manitoba roster, and you got a ton of players from Winnipeg. And then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of Thunder Bay. Dryden, Ontario is represented on this roster with Josh Russell, an O-lineman. You have as well Kenora, Ontario, represented by Luke Busha from the Beaver Bray Broncos. And then you have Portage La Prairie also represented. Jacob Yonka, defensive back out of the PCI Trojans. And also Brandon, Manitoba here, also represented by Nolan Bauer with the Vincent Massey Vikings.
Interesting. I say that because also it's kind of an interesting fact, I do believe, for the other provinces, BC, and we're both from BC nowadays, and what we play in high school, we play American rules, and so many other provinces say, why do you guys play
four down football?
Of
course, all that motion is not allowed in the backfield before the snap.
And all of the players that go to high school here in Vancouver, wherever, in Kelowna, etc., they have the I'm trying to say, they have the same opportunity as all the others, but we chose to it was done in maybe 1930, I do believe, where the football, high school football anyways, went to the American game, and the reason was they wanted better competition, and Vancouver was only the city that was playing football, and they came and when they played here, they like the games, and so we said, okay, the only time you can play us is when you go to the States. We're going to play American games, and when we go back to Canada, if a team from Seattle, let's say, wants to come over, they would say, no, we're going to play. We'll only come there if we play American games.
It'd be like, what? You there's actually a 3-down game, they would say.
Yeah. What is that?
Yeah. What is this exactly here? And you have a center field, and your goalposts are on your goal line. So let me get this straight. You could actually have a pass hit a upright in play. Is that true? All right. Well,
yes.
Of course you could. And more concerned, when we're just trying to tap dance around a bit of a delay here. We sure hope that Mateo Mohamed's okay here. He's getting looked at. They've actually taken both teams, as you can see, off the field, and some concern at the Manitoba bench here right now, as well as the Saskatchewan bench that is huddled up just to their right side here. But this all comes with Saskatchewan up by 3 touchdowns, 22 points, 24-2, the lead. And with the training staff here, and I believe a doctor as well. I did not see what happened to the injured player, Mohamed, but the concern that you see here in this case is probably one of maybe he took a helmet-to-helmet or something like that, and they're just being very precautious here with the D lineman who remains down around the 5-yard line.
I hope, just like you say, that's the best scenario, is that they're really doing it just to double check that everything is safe for him to walk off, or do we need a stretcher or whatever. But I surely hope as well that it's just they're being overprotective, but you never know.
Here's what we're all playing for here, the U16 Western Challenge, and there'll be awards following the game here today. You have your defensive player of the game and your offensive players on both sides here as well. So I don't know if we get a vote in all this year, but we've been mentioning a few names here over and over again. And, on the defensive side of the football today for Manitoba, I know, sure, there's 24 points on the board, but, we saw that the defensive back, Logan Robinson, make a couple of big tackles on the defensive side here. So my vote would be for Logan Robinson. Not sure if we get to factor in on this on the defensive side of the football. On the offensive side of the football, it really looks like Ryan Bruno was targeted a lot on the Manitoba side. So the running back / receiver out of Winnipeg could be a candidate here for that. But the Saskatchewan side, we've seen some good plays. I've liked defensively Torin Swiston-Burness, a linebacker there as well. And who would you pick on the offensive side for Saskatchewan? Because we've seen Brock Nelson dominate on the ground. We've seen Dawson Linnea dominate through the air. And we've had some good performances here as well on the Saskatchewan side on the offensive side.
Yes, there has been a big lull when we sit or when we decide, or when we look at different things. And I wanted to just go a different direction just for a minute here, and that is I want to really say something about Frank Nazo, president of BC, the president of BC Football, and a great supporter of high school, high school age. It doesn't matter. This is community football, mind you, but Frank Nazo has done a heck of a job. Who else we have here? Jamie Borum, a CFL ex-player, and he's just dropped into the box a little while ago. Brad Yamoka, who I can say this safely, is going to be nominated to go into the BC, I sure hope so, Football Hall of Fame.
Nice, great for Brad.
Yes. So, and all these guys are just their heart and soul of the community and just of the game of football, I guess I might add. They're very, very into it. They like to go. They'll put up their little stands for different equipments, etc. So we want to thank all the other people that are involved that way, and of course mums and pops and coaches, and no game has that many different players on it. I don't think that we can say rugby close.
Yep.
But it's it's unfortunate to have an injury, and we're looking again to the just to see who's playing next, and I think they're going to be held up probably as well.
Well, that is a 7 o'clock Pacific time game scheduled, and we're coming up on 6 o'clock Pacific time here right now. So it will be BC and Alberta here coming up in the next game, and that is a 7 o'clock start. And now a couple of days between games following today. And then from there, it's Thursday's championship game and consolation game. And, of course, it looks like Saskatchewan, if this lead holds, will be playing in that championship game on Thursday at 7 o'clock Pacific time. On Manitoba, likely to that third-place game, which would be a 4 o'clock start Pacific time on Thursday. So we hope you can join us once again here for that, as we're in a bit of a delay right now following an injury to Manitoba player Mateo Mohammed, a defensive lineman out of Kildonan, East Rivers in Winnipeg. And even the Manitoba head coach is now out there, Jeff Reddy, taking a look at things here firsthand and just seeing the severity of the injured player here. I don't see a golf cart or an ambulance nearby here, but this has been a player that's been down for quite some time, and usually they look to move the player off here, but Manitoba's bench now seems to be on the move. Let's take a look here. We're getting a replay here now, that last play. You can see the player go down, Mohammed. He initially tried to make the tackle, and he led sort of with his shoulder and head on Varga and kind of glanced off of him here. And that was very early in that sequence. And you can see some contact made, kind of that shoulder neck area there, right? And I did see him initially try to get up, and he was on one knee and then tried to walk it off, but realizing that help was on the way, he went back to one knee, and he's being looked at here right now just inside the Saskatchewan territory. All with 5.5 to go here in this semifinal game between Saskatchewan and Manitoba. Great to see all the support from the parents, friends, and family here in the building. We see the Manitoba folks in that traditional blue, and as well, of course, the black and gold. A lot of blue there because of the Winnipeg Blue Bombers effect there. On the Saskatchewan side, they're easy to pick out. They have all that Saskatchewan green on the field. Brian, and boy, you can definitely see them and hear them making some noise here in this football game today.
Well, we had a kind of a unique start to the day. Ron and I were coming in and getting ready to come into the office here and do some play-by-play. And the first couple comes out, a man and a wife, and I said to them, "Oh, welcome to Kamloops." And I said, "Where are you guys from?" And they said, "Winnipeg." And I said, "Oh, awesome, that's great." And I said, "Yeah, well, did you just fly in?" "Oh, no, we drove."
Oh, yeah.
And I said, "What?" You drove the whole way?
Well, you have to understand, when you're from Saskatchewan or Manitoba, it's always it's fun to drive through Banff and kind of get into Alberta and then Lake Louise. It's not a bad drive for the first time you've done it. The first time you've done it. After that, the novelty wears off pretty quick here. But you know what? You're spending a week in Kamloops. You might need some wheels to get around town. We all know Hillside Stadium is up on top of the hill compared to where the airport is and everything else downtown. And no doubt that they'll be spending a nice week in Kamloops. Hopefully we can give us some nice weather. I know there's some showers in the forecast this week, some very rare showers here for middle of July.
Yes.
Usually we are in full summer heat mode, 35 to 40 degrees, but a little cool down here this week.
Well, yeah, we were out at our cabin on the Shuswap, and we just came in today, and then we heard on the radio that it was going to be rainy, and so we've been good until now. I don't know, the second game might be rain, but yeah, definitely it's something that we take pride in, of course, and the summers are, I think we're number one, aren't we, in terms of, or maybe Lytton is a little bit
well, yeah, they always say down in Death Valley there, Lytton, kind of Cache Creek, but Osoyoos as well also gets pretty warm year-round, of course.
Yeah.
They did actually bring a cart out for a second, and they looked like they were going to maneuver that cart in to perhaps take the player off the field. But that cart has now since driven back underneath and off into the practice field area. So yeah, there's a nice little cart there, nice little plug for MJB Lawyers there. MJB Lawyers, that's the Kamloops Broncos card here as the Broncos get ready for their BCFC football season here in just a couple weeks. And we sure hope that the injured player is all right, Mateo Mohammed, who's been down here for, it's probably been at least 20 minutes now at this stage.
I would think, and I'm just sort of wondering about, they sent the cart away. Did they waiting for the ambulance? I hate to say that word, but I don't know what else to...
Tell you what we'll do, Brian. We're going to take a break, and we're going to allow the player here as well to get helped off the field, and we'll be back for the remainder of this game. Saskatchewan leading 24-2. We're in the fourth quarter of this opening matchup here. John Keane, Brian Olthius, and we will be back here in 1 second.
Good job. Good job. Good job. Nice. Good job. There it is. Go, 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 go. Keep him in. Keep him in. That's the way they celebrate.
I can't hear you. What's the difference between a good defense and a great defense?
As a youth coach, you're asked to do it all, and Huddle is here to help. We have the tools to make every video a learning opportunity. You can add comments and drawings to any play and share those clips with players so they can see what they did well and how to improve. You can also use Huddle to connect with built-in messaging, notify the entire team of last-minute changes, request feedback, or assign tasks. Head to the field knowing everyone is on the same page. And for those moments you want to celebrate, Huddle makes it easy to create and share highlights. Build an end-of-season reel while your players customize game highlights for their personal profiles. Make this the season you coach, connect, and celebrate, all with one tool. Sign up for a free trial to see how Huddle can help you this season.
What does it take to become elite? It takes more than dedication, focus, and hard work. It takes an elite-level training program. Customized, sport-specific, online. Your perfect workout every time. That's Vault Athletics.
All right, folks, welcome back for the final 5:35 of this semifinal game between Saskatchewan and Manitoba. We wish the best to Mateo Mohammed, who was carted off the field via ambulance here after it looked like a shoulder or an arm injury, so we want to say the best to him and his family here as we play out the final 5.5. John Keane along with Brian Olthius here, and it's Saskatchewan on the football, knocking on the door here once again in this fourth quarter with, as you can see, a commanding 24-2 lead. So at shotgun is quarterback Jake Farrell. Farrell here on second down will pass to the end zone and touchdown, and it is a touchdown. I thought perhaps that the receiver might have pushed off a little bit there defensively. You saw what I was talking about, but Isaac Matterdy, don't want to shortchange him. That's a touchdown reception for Isaac Matterdy.
Yeah, no, that's good to see there, and
On the touchdown reception from Jake.
yeah, a little bit of a push there, but anyhow.
It's a touchdown for Matterdy, but what a way for Saskatchewan as we sit through probably a 45-minute break, and they come out and well-executed play. They're up now to 30 points on the board. Farrell delivered a great pass there as well to Matterdy, just in the corner of the end zone, just inside the stripe, and now will hold for the extra point.
Yeah, it was a nice back shoulder little pass, and it looked like it was they had time to plan that one, and they did have 45 minutes there.
Single up on the board, and that was the touchdown reception. Also kicking the single, as you had Isaac Matterdy putting it home. So the same duo that combined on the touchdown also coming together on the hold and the kick. And Saskatchewan goes up 31-2 with 5:24 to go. And a reminder, Brian, of course, we'll be sticking around for the second semifinal of the day, and that'll be Team BC against Team Alberta. It was scheduled for a 7 o'clock Pacific time start. It is 6:30 right now, so hopefully we can start on time, but perhaps a little bit pushed back due to the injury delay here today.
Yeah, they are practicing on the other fields. I took a look, and so they I would think that they would keep it up to start at 7. I just hope that that's the way it is. Other people will come and maybe be disappointed or whatever, but if we can keep the time frame going. Here we go with a kickoff.
Kickoff, Lane Johnson, Central Collegiate Moose Jaw. He booms the kick down to the 20-yard line where it's fielded there. Now 30, 35, a little bit of room outside before being pushed out of bounds. And a good little return there.
I'd say tremendous. It was a burst, a very good burst. And
Dylan Halls, who bobbled a punt earlier today, was handling the kick, and he gets it out to see if they spot it. Looks to be about the 43-yard line, and that's for Manitoba. They got to build something here offensively, you'd think, going into a game Thursday.
Just to keep their spirits up is exactly right. They have to, I'll say it, have to get in the end zone. At least get them at least to 6, and we'll see what else we can. With only 5 minutes left, though, they got to do it quickly.
All right, little end around here, and looking for a little bit of room. Not much doing there for Manitoba's Carter Scrumita out of Winnipeg. They took the handoff, tried for some room here on the near side of the field. Nothing doing. Short gain.
Yeah, they like that along that split. And they didn't turn it up in time, and excuse me.
And it will be a 2nd and 9 here. And the Manitoba offense here trying to put some first downs together here. Topping at quarterback. He will quickly throw, and it is caught. Ball bobbled, and is it intercepted? No, it'll drop to the field here first. But two players coming together right away. Pass was intended for Adam Greenman, but he was met right away by a couple of those green and white jerseys of Saskatchewan. As you can see right there to meet him quick was the defensive back on the play. I believe that was... I think it was Matthew Gonzalez out of Bethlehem High School in Saskatoon.
Oh, yeah, we haven't heard his name called before.
Yeah, we got to give a shout out there to Matthew Gonzalez.
For sure.
Out of Saskatoon. Right there to make the hit. Now it's 3rd down. 3rd and 9.5 here late in this fourth quarter. Topping back to pass. Here comes the pressure. Takes a hit. He delivers the pass. Trying to get the first down yardage. Trying to turn the corner. And he'll be very close before being wrestled down. Boy, they're going to probably measure this one. Carter Scrumita to the far sideline. And judging by the initial spot, Brian, he's going to be, you mentioned a 2 yard short there.
Yes, I see that now. And Yeah, son of a gun. They needed that to just get their spirits up, but...
Really good tackle on the play here. Really good job to wrap up. And again, hey, we called him once, we'll call him twice. Matthew Gonzalez with his folks back in Saskatoon, making sure that Skrumita did not get that first down. Saskatchewan takes over on offense here with a commanding lead as we tick under 4 minutes down to go in this first semifinal. U16 Western Challenge. We're in Kamloops, BC at Hillside Stadium. Saskatchewan on the 51-yard line. Up the middle. Not much there for Varga. He'll be taken down, but Varga's been involved in a lot of carries, and he'll get about 2 here.
Yeah, we've heard his name listed very often, and haven't really looked at him too closely where he's playing there, but he's yeoman's service for him again. He's a real hard worker, I can tell that.
Saskatchewan using all the clock here. This might be the final play before the 3-minute break. And it is Jake Farrell in the shotgun here. 2nd and call it 8 here. Receivers in motion. Farrell back to pass. He has time to deliver. He'll play it over the middle. It's caught. And first down yardage and more. Still on his feet, turning, trying to run away, and eventually tackled. But a good gain. Jackson Geddes out of North Battleford representing the NB with a nice catch and run play, first down.
It's that old drag again. They've done that many times, and it always seems to click, especially when they need it, if it's like 2nd down or thereabouts. But it's a drag from the far side, split end and tight end both. But again, we don't play much of the split end anymore, this tight end anymore. But
Ryder Bodner on the tackle there with a name like Ryder for Manitoba. I think he might be on the wrong team here today. Here is a handoff now. It's Varga. He'll look for room on the far side of the field, and he's tripped up, and he'll get to the 20-yard line, so maybe give him 3 or so. And Saskatchewan grinds it now with, of course, the clock stopping on every play inside of 3 minutes with the 31-2 lead.
Yeah, again, Varga on that last one, he surely carried the ball a little bit loosely, it looked like to me, and I don't want to say that they're a little... Is it confidence or whatever? You don't have to do that nowadays, I don't think. It's this time of the game anyways.
Saskatchewan using all the clock here now as we approach 2 minutes here to go. Farrell in the shotgun. He will hand off again up the middle of the field here. Is that Varga again on the carry? I think it might be. Yeah, it is Varga. So he won't have enough for first down yardage. It'll be 3rd and about 4 here, so a bit of a decision here to make. If you're Saskatchewan, I'm sure you're content to, get a first down and use more of the clock here, but it looks like they're going to bring in perhaps a kicking unit here. Let's see. What do we got?
Well, I would hope it's the kicking unit. I really would, but I don't know. I think they're going to run a play.
That is Farrell.
At this time of the game, no.
Well, I think if you're happy to get a first down and then just grind that clock out a little bit more here. But it will be Farrell here from the shotgun. On 3rd and 3.5. Farrell to pass, has open receiver. It's caught, and there'll be a first down. A little bit of more, trying to find some room to the 5 to the 6-yard line. Isaac Matterty comes up with another catch wearing that Sheldon Williams Trojan helmet of his, and he is able to get the first down.
Yeah, play was run well. I don't want to take anything away from them. They got a lot of talent, and it's just I think I would have put it on the ground, but be a little bit more sportsmanship. Yeah, I do believe so.
Well, the
old school
continue to go 1st and goal here from the shotgun. Jake Farrell, shotgun formation, 3 receivers to his right. He'll hand off. Varga, not much there at all. He'll lose a yard, maybe 2 on the carry, as Saskatchewan keeps it on the ground there. Varga has really been he's been carrying the mail here in this last, really this 4th quarter.
His name is the one that we hear the most. There's no question about it. It's
good wrap-up tackling there. We should mention some names on the other side. Gavin Himion out of St. Patrick's Saints Thunder Bay. He made that tackle, got some help with it. Brings up now 2nd and goal. Farrell again trying to get everybody set here. And out of the shotgun, Sask QB, he'll give off. It's Varga up the middle and fighting forward. He's in for the major score touchdown. So a first touchdown of the night for Dayton Varga out of W.H. Ford in Regina. And that'll add to the Saskatchewan lead. They go up 37-2.
They're being gracious in terms of, not rubbing anything in. It was just a hard run, and they're out outplayed. They're outplayed in a big manner, I might say.
So they will bring in Matterdy here for a single. And with 1:04 to go here, Manitoba will get the ball back here one last time here, you'd think. But the folks in Kamloops, the Saskatchewan fans here, enjoying this opening semifinal. There they are. And always folks that travel well. And that kick is up and good. And Saskatchewan adds to that lead. Now up 38-2. With 1:04 to go here in this fourth quarter. So we'll see if BC and Alberta coming up here shortly will provide a better matched game here, a close one. Boy, it should be fun to have a good game go down to the wire here where, a last possession type game here. We'll see what happens tonight.
Definitely, yeah. Of course, everybody would like to keep it close and then you feel a little bit better, but there's always, they play another game again tomorrow, I guess, and or not tomorrow, in 2 days.
Thursday,
and, yes. And, just got to keep the spirits up, and you're out of the playoff, so to speak, but you still you want to feel good about yourself after the game here.
Hopefully we are around for the players of the game as well. That'll be announced here before we go off and get ready for the 7 o'clock game. Offensive and defensive player of the game for both teams will be announced as this kickoff is handled at the 25-yard line, right up the middle, head down, fighting forward to the 50-yard line and beyond as Joshua Farber out of the St. John's Tigers in Winnipeg was in there trying to fight forward for some yards.
Oh, Farber did an excellent job, I thought. He went right into the meat, and he's not a big runner or a big guy, but he's...
Put your head down and fight
does he
forward.
ever? Yeah.
Good stuff. Good push there.
Very good push. No, that looked good. That's a good start.
Manitoba has stretched here for the final possession, likely of the game, from their own 50-yard line. Clock running here. I'm not sure. Maybe they've just decided to keep the clock moving here. At this point, might be the last play. Up the middle, Farber again. Farber head down, fighting forward to that midfield stripe. He will get around to the midfield stripe, and the clock just running straight time here to the buzzer. Not sure if we'll see one more play or not. I believe we will, yes.
Yeah, one last play.
35-point spread, Football Canada rule, mercy rule.
All right, we're just told a 35-point spread. It's a mercy rule straight time scenario here right now, so that's why they're running the clock. This will be the final play, barring a penalty here. As let's see if Manitoba tries to air it out one last time here. Quarterback Topping's in the shotgun here. What's he going to do? Going to get his receivers in motion. He will screen it off here, and a little bit of room to run here for Adam Greeman. Right side, still in his field. Nice tackle to close out the game made by Jagger Eisner, Evan Hardy, Saskatoon product. And a well-played football game, of course, a lengthy delay with the injury to Mateo Mohammed. But Saskatchewan will celebrate a chance to play in that championship game on Thursday. A fully earned victory by the Sask boys here today.
A good way to end. Jagan was a beautiful little play to end. Good sportsmanship in this last little bit. And, it was good to see.
Await the players of the game here for both sides. Again, standing by, folks, a little bit later on this evening. We will have the Saskatchewan and Manitoba players of the game.
Award presentations.
So we can tune into that here briefly, but that game is coming up, Brian, momentarily once they get BC and Alberta all warmed up here and are ready to go for the second semifinal. Let's listen in here. Teams will shake hands first before the award presentations. We'll see if some of our predictions come true here for the players of the game here. A little bit later on here in this one. But Saskatchewan will go on and play for the championship. And, of course, still lots to play for Manitoba. You're looking at trying to get on that individual all-star team and a chance to represent, go to the national level as well. So definitely still lots to play for on Thursday for Manitoba. We're going to try to tune in here for the players of the game.
We will shortly be giving the presentation for the offensive and defensive player of the game for both teams shortly.
All right, let's see if we can tune in here for the announcement here as well. And we'll get these two teams off the field here. But always nice to win a nice award to close out a game here for these players. That means a lot for them. They're going to line up here on the 45-yard lines. And both these teams will get their awards and then prepare for battle on a Thursday. So a couple of days here in Kamloops, Brian, for these two teams to prep for their next game.
Well, I think it's the whole system, the whole nature of the games, how they're run, and I'm very proud of being from Kamloops, and it's and with all the people that.
From Manitoba and Saskatchewan on an outstanding performance and a great time.
Good cheer here from the crowd below us here at Hillside Stadium.
If we can now draw your attention to midfield, we will commence with the presentation of the most valuable offensive and most valuable defensive player awards to both teams as chosen by the Under-16 Western Challenge Selection Committee. Presenting these awards...
And we are not on that selection committee, Brian. But we have our opinions, right?
Bob Marwanowicz. The defensive player from Manitoba, number 25, Vincent Kipling.
All right, big D-line, Vincent Kipling, 6'3", out of the Sizzler Spartans in Winnipeg. And he takes that award here on the Manitoba side today.
No, he's on his way to further in his football career, there's no question. He is a solidly put together individual.
Name for Team Manitoba, number 6, Monorpla Winning.
All right, well, we saw him take off a couple of times with some big carries. Also handles the punting duties as well. Monorpla Winning out of Thunder Bay, getting the Offensive Player of the Game award from Manitoba.
Awesome to hear that, yeah. Good speed.
Number 88 in your program, number 51 on his back, Defensive Player of the Game, Torin Swiston-Burness.
Wouldn't you know it, of course, the number change is the Defensive Player of the Game here. We were trying to locate his number there, but yeah, 88 in the program. He wore 51 today. Torin Swiston-Burness, the Defensive Player of the Game.
Oh, excellent, yes. He held that group together, his line, and was very proud.
Number 28, Brody Nelson.
All right, well, big back Brody Nelson, who opened the scoring with that 5-yard touchdown run. A lot of players on the Saskatchewan side you could go to, but it's Brody Nelson here who really had the early carries in this game.
Good effort, yes. Lots of spirit with him, and he's put together well. You can see he's built for this game.
All right, Brian, well, that'll do it for the first semifinal. We'll be back for semifinal number 2, so thanks for saddling up with us, and we'll do it again in an hour. So.
You got it. Very good. Thank you.
All right, that is Brian Olthius. Folks, I'm John Keane. Your final score here once again is Saskatchewan wins it 38-2 as we get set now for BC and Alberta. You can join us. We'll be back. This is the Western Challenge Cup from Kamloops, BC.